So why don't you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
What?
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Shout to all my lost boys. Shout to all my lost boys. We rowdy. Shout to all my lost boys. Shout to all my lost boys. We rowdy. Shout to all my lost boys.
How much can you know about yourself if you've never been in a fight? I don't want to die without any scars. So come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club.
Guys are always like, put your fucking mouth to the mic.
Yeah, but if you're gonna,
Wonky, relax, calm down.
yeah, but if you're gonna,
Let's do gear check real quick since we've never done it yet.
Okay, what's that?
Gear check is when you, since we both carry daily,
Okay.
the people do that where they see what they're carrying every day and it evolves over time. So we're gonna check right now.
What you got?
GMO started carrying recently, so we gave him some advice, and now he's like a pro. So I got a little pocket knife, Kershaw. I don't know the name of the whatever. I got a little streamlight, flashlight, and my shield. What do you got, Shen? And I got like a little gay Thunderwear holster, which is like a jock strap with a pocket.
Cool. I've got my rape whistle.
And it's pink. It's fucking pink. That thing is awesome.
I've
It's
got
fucking
my,
awesome.
I've got a Glock 19,
Beautiful.
and it's loaded, and I finally have one in the chamber.
Nice.
So-
Impressive. You're moving up in the world.
Yeah. And I have a pocket knife somewhere in my bag. I haven't had it on me for a couple days. I just got used to not having it with me.
Yeah. But
And
that's
then-
like one of the things you use the most, you know? No? You
Not
don't?
really.
You don't open
Sometimes.
boxes.
Sometimes.
Occasionally I'll pop.
Every once in a while, but I can just have it in my bag. It's
I'm
not like-
always in like gym shorts like this. And people are always like, if they need it, I whip it out. And people are like, what the fuck?
where'd you
Because it
put
looks
that?
like I'm taking it out of my, right where my dick is. Or
Okay.
if the shorts are holding it and it's awkward.
Yeah, so I used to have it with me all the time.
Yeah.
But then I rarely use it. and
But if
so
you
I
wear
just put it away.
pants, I would always have it on.
Yeah,
Because
but
pants, it's like, it goes
I didn't
in
carry
there
it one
so
day. I put it
smooth.
in my bag, and if
Yeah,
it's
you
not
forgot
in
about
front
it.
of me,
Yeah.
I don't pick it up.
I like one of those little stupid valets where you put everything. So I just put everything there.
Yeah, that's the
And
best
then-
thing to do. Is like
and
you
then
can't
the
walk out the door without running into that, and you'll always have your
Right. Plus, I put my keys there, so it's
Yeah.
like hard to forget. Because if I don't have my keys with the thing I have to take, I'm gonna forget it.
I've got my keys.
Yeah, that's too much. When people say like daily carry, I don't give a shit
I've
about
got
the
my
keys.
headphones. I
I'll-
always have my headphones.
I see you have like a multi-tool. I have that
yeah, I
too.
got a little tiny multi-tool.
Yeah, I got that too.
And then I've got my little wallet, my minimalist wallet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So then, where's my phone?
Although the greatest minimalist wallet that I've ever had is just a binder clip.
I could beat it. I could beat it.
Go ahead.
Beat the binder clip.
No, binder clip, awesome. That'll fall off your phone.
It's been on there for like 2 months, and since it's orange from Sky Zone, I've been waiting for it to fall
Sky
off,
Zone.
and it doesn't fall off because on the internet, on the Amazon, I see like the 3M black, really good stickiness. This is like a shit one from fucking Sky Zone,
And it still works.
it's perfect. And I've loaded it. The edges are coming up, so the glue's not even working on the edges, and it's staying there. And I mean, not like I'm running or anything like that, but I do stuff. I run around a little bit. Not that I'm running miles, obviously. But then I have this great multi-tool. So
Okay, that's a
normally,
big one.
and if I ask people, like, gear check real quick, I just want to see if they have a gun or not. I don't really give a shit about this, but there's a scissors at work. It's like $5 at Sears.
I don't think I have scissors. I've got like pliers. Mine have little.
Yeah, the pliers are good. I had that before, but this one's like solid. Look how solid it is. It's like heavy
and how much
duty.
is
It's like
this?
$5 at Sears.
really light,
It's
too,
a
actually.
Craftsman. But I had one,
Wow.
and
it's bejeweled.
one of the little, it's like pink. One of the little things on the end, on the other one, fell off, a screw, and then I just went in to change it because I remember Craftsman was like 100%. You can take an old screw from
Right,
a
like
tool from 50 years
Sears.
ago, and they're like, nah, limited warranty, and I'm like, fuck,
Oh yeah.
damn it,
Since
they
they
changed it up on me.
made it in China,
Yeah, exactly.
it's no
But-
longer
Yeah, whatever.
no
So-
longer something you can count on.
Yeah, but so when some old guy who told me about that and carrying a gun all the time, and I was probably
Recently or a while
like
ago?
when I was probably like 30, so like
Okay.
15 years ago or so. I was like, what a fucking loser. He needs a gun. He needs a fucking knife. What
I
fucking-
always thought.
Really?
Like,
That's so
what are you gonna
sad.
do- what are you going to do with that? Just don't go into those areas
right.
that are
You're gonna
dangerous.
shoot yourself. It's
Right.
all that same shit. I was that
Yeah.
guy. So now I'm 100%, 180-degree turn on that, and I'm one of the old guys. Maybe I think it's like when you hit 40, when you're not as physically capable. You don't think you can?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be it. Could be
That
it.
makes sense.
Turn into a pussy.
Because recently I started. I mean, even though I train jujitsu
Right.
regularly and
Right.
I wrestled in high school.
Right.
And I feel I'm somewhat athletic.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're around people and you're like, oh, this might get dangerous.
Yeah.
Look at these young, 18, 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I could be assaulted right now.
Yeah.
And with all the training in the world, it's not that you, like before you couldn't defend yourself, but now with the pain and the recovery time that's necessary being older, you start weighing things more like,
Yeah.
oh, if I get my ass kicked now, I'd be out for a while.
Yeah. No,
And so
I mean,
you
you
be-
could die. I've seen
Yeah,
people
easily.
die. And
Easily.
so, yeah.
You've seen
So-
people die on the internet?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that story
On
on
the
the
internet.
podcast
I don't know.
about the with the cop riding with the cop, and the guy got punched, and the guy hit his head and died. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
so anybody can punch you.
I just
and-
punched my friend and we were playing.
Yeah,
That
that
guy's-
can happen.
That
yeah,
guy's
so,
going away for murder.
Yeah, so I don't think it's bad. Anybody does it. Definitely, I see it though. As you're getting older, people tend to carry a gun more. But I think it's good. I think it drives down crime and just the fear that someone could have a gun. Because
Exactly.
yeah.
It makes you nicer.
Right.
Well,
and then,
you would hope.
Yeah, and then like you have a fucking gun on you, you have stuff on you like a knife or something. You're not gonna get into it. You're not gonna roll around the floor with that usually. But when I was younger, I was probably a little too like emotional and hot-headed to carry a gun anyway. It's probably not safe. So
Mhm.
I think whenever you're ready is fine, not to push it or anything. So whenever anybody's ready,
I fell into it
yeah,
just talking to another friend who does jujitsu. He's a
Right.
jujitsu purple belt, judo
Right.
black belt,
yeah.
big dude.
He's
You know,
over there
can
with you
handle
guys.
himself, yeah.
He's over there.
And he told me that story of going to the gas station. No, I'm not making that up. I don't like how that makes. It's like making a weird buzzing noise. You hear that? You hear that buzzing?
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it's still on. I hear the buzzing. It's like crickets. It's actually appropriate for Wonky's jokes. I think Wonky's feelings are hurt that he's not the star of the show. That we'll just, if he's not going to do it, we'll just up and go somewhere else. He gets hurt feelings. Yeah, wait for him. I mean,
Wonky. Andy made me say that. Andy made me say that. Come back. Come back, please.
So there's a guy. It's still making the cricket noise. It doesn't bother me so much. I heard it a little bit too. It's low, the volume. Ding, ding, ding. Some of them are lower and some of them are louder, you know? Equalize them somehow. I don't know if that's the proper terminology. Maybe Wonky doesn't want to be on the show. He said he was going to call in, so maybe we can call him later. Yeah, remember he said he was going to call in to Jim DeCast? I don't think he'll come on, though. He's going to teach us a lesson.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh, please no, please no. That's pretty good, though. Whoever invented that. I think it was Mo. The oh, no, please no.
I think that was you.
No, that wasn't me. That
Really?
was Wonky was saying that for years. But I think that Wonky stole a lot of things from Mo. That it's just going to piss him off that I said that. But Mo is a genius. Wonky's a genius
is?
too, but they're geniuses at coming up with funny shit. And
Maybe Mo's like unintentionally funny.
no, Mo's both. Mo's
Yeah.
unintentionally funny and very, very funny on purpose.
Would he ever come on the podcast?
No.
Why?
No.
Didn't he run for-
no. No, guy, no. He's not even gonna like what we just did right here. He's gonna hate us and never want to talk to us again.
Wow.
Because the first one, I wasn't on the first one, and then I was listening to it, and I
Uh-huh.
went to do jiu-jitsu with him in the middle of the day, and then he walks up to me in the car, like he
Uh-huh.
parks a couple spots away and walks over.
Uh-huh.
He goes like that, like he's startled, and he
Uh-huh.
goes, "All I want to know is was my name mentioned?" And I go, yeah. He goes, delete that guy. Delete it. And he walks away, and he walked away. And I was like,
That's
what
awesome.
are you doing? He has zero to do with any of this. Zero.
I mean, I can understand he's got a real job, and
I don't know.
really,
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a lot of paranoia from stuff.
probably.
Personality, I think.
A quick question. Going
Yeah.
back to the firearm stuff.
Yeah.
People have like firearm insurance. So
Yeah.
like if you,
I'm going to get
if you
that.
get into
I haven't
like
gotten
a
it yet.
defensive
Yeah.
shooting, you call the number.
Yeah.
And
Did
they
we talk
start to
about
help
this,
you.
or that was somebody else? I talked to
No.
another friend asked me about it.
Yeah. Is that something that's necessary?
No, I think it's a good idea because the thing, I think there's a bunch of different ones. I think the NRA one was the best one.
Mhm.
Somebody had looked it up, or somebody did it, and they were telling me about it. And I was gonna do the USCCA one or whatever.
There's a couple.
Yeah, there's a
different ones.
bunch. Yeah, but that one offers the most, and they're like basically like 12 or 20 or $40 a month, depending on the
month?
coverage. Depending on the
Oh, wow.
coverage. Yeah.
That's a
But
lot.
you know, $10, you get like $1 million of whatever,
Right.
and you get whatever. So, but if you think about it, like something like the Zimmerman case, I know idiots. They're just idiots, no matter who it is, who don't understand that he was so ridiculously innocent. There's exactly what happened in the beginning. The cops said, you know, okay, you're free to go. You know, okay,
Right.
story checks out. Evidence seems to back up what you're saying. The witnesses, everything.
Which he wasn't arrested until afterwards.
See you
right?
later. Yeah, take care. What they did to that guy ran that guy through the ringer, and all the bullshit was just because of politics. But if there wasn't a witness, or if he happened to shoot him in the side or the back or something like that,
Right.
if everything stayed the same, or if the kid hit him, or whoever it is attacked the guy and didn't leave a mark, or you know what I mean,
Right.
then everything gets really bad for you. Or it might be fine with like the cops at the time legally, but then if it gets to be a political thing or whatever, so if you get run through the ringer, you know, you could lose everything you have. I don't have anything, so for me it's not a pressing thing right now, but it's on my list of things to do. Just find the cheapest one, and the one that would kind of like the best bargain, you know,
Uh-huh.
and get that one, like $10 or $20 a month. It's
Although
not
we're
gonna
lucky
do
in the
anything.
sense that we know some people that are attorneys who would
Yeah,
defend us,
maybe.
at least, or we could call.
Yeah,
and
for
say,
sure.
Hey, this happened
for sure,
and for at least in
Right.
the short term,
for sure.
they would help.
Right. But
get us through
basically,
stuff.
you should have an understanding. I think you're pretty level-headed and intelligent, so you're not gonna go flashing a gun or
Hell
shooting
no.
somebody. So if you are attacked and you fear for your life and you defend yourself, that's kind of hard for anyone to. But anything can happen. You know, they can like you know, they could look at some post you did on the internet and then make a whole case out of that, or
Right.
convince a bunch of idiots on the jury. Anything. Or if you just did like a trigger job, and I've seen like where they
Yeah.
people put the Punisher thing on the back.
yeah.
of
smile
the-
and wait for flash.
Yeah,
or
shit like
whatever.
that, and it doesn't look good in court, you know.
Of
So
course.
you could be 100% right, and then just because of some bullshit like that, you could have, you know, they could ruin your life. And I'm sure that that's happened. Stuff like that has happened.
Uh-huh.
Or if you get in a fight with your wife, or she makes shit up, you never know what happens. So you want to try to be
Yeah.
as covered as you can be, and that's just like an insurance, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's bad. You know, it's really cheap. It's not, if it was $100-$200 a month, then it's probably not worth the cost.
From
but
what I've seen, it's not that much. It's like less than $200 a year. Is
yeah,
what
but
I
that's
thought.
what I'm saying. It's like $10 a month, or
Yeah, it's not much at all.
$20 a month. But there's some that are more expensive because they cover more. You know, like $5 million of coverage or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I heard like a friend of mine did it, and he's got like, you know, he's got some money and a decent job and a bunch of stuff going on. So I think got the NRA one, and it was like the best overall. I don't know. I didn't look into the NRA one. I just saw like 2 or 3 of them, and I almost did it maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember when, but I didn't, and you know, so whatever. But that's not a bad idea. That's a good thing to do if you.
I mean, if you've got something to lose,
Yeah, but then also
it's insurance.
if it's like more likely that something happens, then it makes it more.
oh,
you
so
know what I
like
mean?
if you're
You
usually
live in a neighborhood that is
Right.
probably, or you have a job
puts
where
you in
you're
a
delivering
dangerous
money
spot,
or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, a friend of mine. I don't know if I told you the story.
I don't know.
The guy that would deliver the money, he would deposit the money for his mom's business.
Nope.
So his dad was in prison for like 20 years for trafficking.
Mhm.
So his mother ran a local insurance company
Uh-huh.
office.
Uh-huh.
So while he was going to Dade, Miami-Dade, he, as a job, he would go in the morning,
Mhm.
pick up the thing of money. It was like mainly checks, but it had some cash. And then he would always had guns on him because his dad had some enemies and whatever. So this is a guy carrying when we were 20, you know,
Okay.
going to Dade.
So he's
This
20.
is like not too many people are carrying at that
Right.
age.
And especially back in the day, like
Yeah, but
at least
because
if
of
you're
what
not
his
in those
dad was
circles,
into, yeah.
like unless you know somebody that runs around with guns,
So this story is hilarious.
you don't have guns.
Yeah, he's kind of fat, right? and when he's 20.
Well, are you
which
talking
is
about
even-
yourself?
No, I'm not. I wasn't fat.
Okay.
I'm not even really fat now. I'm a little portly. Anyway, so
You're
I'm
what
a
we
little
call
stocky.
thick. You're thick.
I'm chunky. No, what was that? What were those? The clothing?
Oh, I don't know. Fat farm.
No, not chunky.
I don't know.
It's something like that. Not,
Big and tall.
no. It's like
short and wide.
Anyway, whatever. So he's carrying and doing that job for years.
So
Right. He goes to her office in
depositing
the morning.
checks
Yeah.
and
When
carrying
she gets there, like 8,
Mhm.
right? So it's first class like 9. So he gets the little bag. That's all he does. He walks in, gets the bag, drives like 2 blocks to the bank, deposits
This
it.
for his
That's
mom.
all he does, and she pays him like if he's like a full time
for his mom.
employee. Yeah,
Awesome.
basically.
I mean, that's a-
Which she could do at any time.
Correct.
No, it's not a big deal, but just to kind of give him a job and give him
Right.
some extra money, whatever. So he's carrying for all these years doing that job, and then one day he had gotten like an old like beat up like speedboat, right?
Okay.
And he just like started fixing it up, and he's put it back together, and then later on it sank, which is hilarious because he wasn't, he's kind of like just making it up. And
Right.
this is before YouTube, where you could like learn how to
Right.
do stuff. He was just kind of winging it, and we were all excited. Hey, we're gonna have a boat, right? So we go help him.
Did it
and
sink
we're
on the
working,
first voyage?
Not the first voyage, but it was like the second or third. And I went on like the second one, and I was like, "Is this thing? It doesn't. It
That's
looks like
awesome.
beat up and old." And he's like, "It's fine, it's fine," and it was fine. We're bouncing, and I'm like, "This doesn't feel," because it felt like paperish.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. When you're in a boat, it's made of fucking fiberglass. It's nothing, but they feel solid. Like
Uh-huh.
that one felt like bad. So anyway, later on it sank. Anyway, I'm glad I wasn't there because I would have really had a conniption. That's super scary to me out in the
course.
open water. Anyway, so he picks up the money, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's going to the bank, which is real close by. And when he's going to the bank, he sees a black car with tinted windows with a bunch of guys in the car, like 3 or 4 guys
Okay.
following him.
Ooh.
And then he's like, fuck. And he like turns, they turn. He's like, fuck.
This is right when he's leaving the
Yeah.
house?
No, right after he got the money.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, oh, fuck. Fuck. He's nervous. He takes a gun out. He used to carry like a 1911, like a big fucking heavy gun. He takes a gun out. He has it in his hand. So
It's good, though, that he noticed, because a lot of people wouldn't notice.
yeah, so then he's like, he doesn't know what to do, and he's thinking like, I'll go to the
Drive
police
to a police
station.
station. Right.
Right. But then he's real close to the bank, and then he's like, oh, the bank. Okay. And then so he drives up to the bank, and he goes, I'll run into the bank. But so now he's running into the bank
With a
with a
fucking
gun in
gun.
his hand, and it's
Oh
like
my
the old school
God.
ones. It's like
Oh, my God.
with the hammer back.
Oh, my God.
The whole thing's awesome.
Oh,
No,
my
and it's
God.
just Three
Oh.
Stooges. It's slightly raining,
Oh,
right?
Oh, God.
Right. So he like
This is like one of those fail videos that you see on the internet, and you're like, I don't want to watch.
No, it's
this.
like
I
so
don't wanna watch
ridiculous
this.
that it
Oh,
gets to be
God.
like it's a joke. It's like a Benny Hill thing.
Oh,
He
God.
goes in the parking
Okay.
lot, and they're like speed up, and they get right behind him. So he's like, "Fuck!" So what his plan in his head is he's gonna get out by the door and run inside. So when he gets inside, he's gonna be witnesses or whatever.
Right.
So he sees them like kind of speed up because he turns into the parking lot, and they get up behind him. So then he does like a couple circles in the parking lot till he feels like he pulled enough distance.
Oh, God. So he's doing donuts in the parking
Not
lot.
donuts. He just like circled around slowly to kind of like fuck with him and get him to like be a little further away from him.
Right. Like, I'm not stopping here, or am I?
Right.
no, I'm not.
Yeah, and then like he turned around real quick, and then they had to kind of. So then he had enough distance that he felt that he could get up to the front. He
They don't know
throws
where I'm
the
stopping.
car and park and then
Right.
runs inside.
Right.
So when he does that, he's he's always showing us the gun, his dad's guns, and kind of like showing off about it, and he's more knowledgeable than us and all this stuff. So all these years of carrying, and a couple times he got into fights and he pulled a gun on people. So whatever. So he's a nice guy, but that's kind of stupid. But when you're 20, what do you expect?
Right.
So he throws the car in park. He goes to run out. He has the bag of money. He has the gun in his hand.
Oh,
He
God.
takes 2 steps on the marble, like
Oh God.
that has like a light coating of rain.
So it was a nice bank.
His feet go flying
oh,
up,
no.
and he's knocked out.
Oh,
right, he's
God.
knocked out. He loses the gun. He loses them, but he's knocked out. He doesn't know. He wakes up, and he's in the back of the car, in between 2 guys,
Oh God.
and 2 guys in the front, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm dead. I'm dead. These guys are like my dad's enemies, and they're gonna fucking
Right.
kill me." And then he sees like one of them has like police on the back of his shirt. So then he's like, "Oh, okay, they're not gonna kill me." And then so they ask him like, they're laughing. All the guys are laughing, so he's mad, right? They're laughing because
They're
of what just
laughing at
happened.
him, and he doesn't know why are they laughing?
So then they're like asking him questions, and now
In
wakes
his
him up
defense,
and
though,
maybe,
that's like waking up from a dream, and then you're surrounded by these
Yeah,
people.
but
You're like,
it-
I have no idea what's
when
happening.
he first wakes up, he's like, "Yeah, I'm dead. I'm good. These guys are gonna kill me."
Right.
But then when he sees it's the cops, he knows he's not gonna die. So then he's like, he gets tough. He's like, "Fuck." They're like, "Hey, where'd you get the boat? Where'd you get the money for the boat?" They're like asking him questions because of the boat. They saw the boat on like a fucking aerial photo and whatever. So he gets tough. Hey, fuck you guys, whatever. And the guys, 2 of them can't stop laughing. The guys in the back are just die laughing. They can't stop laughing. They call him fat. He's all mad, but he's handcuffed.
And as soon as you get mad, it's sort of
It's
like
so great.
it's like in our group of friends.
Yeah.
As soon as you show any weakness,
No, but it's like
attack.
super funny. Yeah. And this is like what he told us. Who knows what? There might be other things that
This
are
is
more
edited.
embarrassing.
Right.
Yeah. But he's a nice guy. He just like whatever. That was a funny thing.
But so how did it end?
No, that's it. They just wanted to make sure that his dad wasn't like somehow leaking money to them, or maybe he was taking over the operation. I don't know the whole detail, but that's just a
Right.
general idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not telling me intimate details.
Right. But
Yeah.
so the police, it was the police that were behind him in that car.
Yeah.
And they wanted to stop him for whatever reason.
For that,
Got
to
it.
ask him about that. Whatever. Supposedly, I don't know. Maybe
Right,
all
you think
this shit
cops
is
would
made
use
up.
lights maybe on their police cars?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have no idea all those.
And also, that's
details.
back in the day when
That's
shit
a
was
long
real
time
sketchy.
ago. I don't know.
So
I don't know. I'm just telling you. He's the guy that I would tell you a story about the big bird that I shot.
no,
That was his AR that I
no.
shot.
Tell me that story.
So we used to go back when you're a kid, 15, 16.
Right.
It's fucking
So, like, 40 years ago.
1985. Yeah, for real. We used to go out to the Everglades to shoot guns. So that
Okay.
right past Chrome,
Mhm.
there was a bunch of little spots where people would just throw like a
Yeah, well, you said that there
refrigerator
was
to.
there was like a hill.
That was the
like a-
one behind Trailglades.
Got
But
it.
if you went south on
Now, why would you go shooting guns behind Trailglades instead of just going to Trailglades? Is it to save the $12?
Yeah. Yeah, guy. I've been basically like dead broke my whole life, pretty
You're gonna-
much.
So,
There's a little
but-
span there of money before I got married. Don't
but
get
you're
married.
really, but you're not
Don't
gonna
get
hit-
married.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Don't do it.
Pro
Stay
tip.
single. It's awesome. You
Pro
can
tip.
travel. Even if you're broke, you're pretty much broke and can do shit. Now I'm broke again. But anyway,
So
yeah,
being behind Trailglades, they have that
Yeah.
big hill at the end of Trailglades to catch all the bullets. The I guess the stop.
yeah.
call it?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get hit by anything.
I didn't even know that. I just knew that the bullets were going the other direction, like north,
Mhm.
and we were like on the side of it. We weren't like directly. We were to the west of it.
Got it.
So still not the safest place.
Right.
Anybody could fly, shoot. It's probably worse. It's probably worse
Yeah,
because
because you don't have the berm.
right, right. So
And
if you
you're
go
near-
to Trailglades now, there's a little canal,
Mhm.
and then the other side of that's just Everglades, and that's basically where we were on the
Wow.
other side. But we could have been a little bit north of it, so
Uh-huh.
the berm could have whatever. I don't know exactly where it is,
Not
but
the
you could
safest
look at
thing.
like a But I mean, dude.
I could look at an aerial photo, but I'm not.
Yeah, I
take your word
I
for
might at some point like just be bored
Okay.
and just I do stuff like that.
All right.
So
Report back.
But then we used to go 2 spots a little bit west of what's that big street again?
Chrome.
Chrome. There was 2 separate spots where you could just like drive in or park right in the road and walk in,
Uh-huh.
and they would have like a couple water heaters and a bunch of shit
Off
that
of-
people
off of
brought up.
Chrome.
Yeah, and then
Driving north.
no, you're on 8th Street. You're going west.
Okay.
And then you just go straight on
On Tamiami Trail.
Yeah, and then like a couple minutes in, there was a couple spots that you could tell There
Okay,
was
you could turn in and
Yeah.
go a little bit off of him.
one had where you drove in a little bit, and one was just you parked on the side of the road. And Miami had a lot less people back then. Once you were out there, there's nothing out there.
Right.
So now there's homes all the way to Chrome,
Yeah.
but back then they weren't at like 122nd the
Right.
homes. So
Right.
we're talking about 50 blocks of nothing.
Right.
So it was a whole different animal. Then there was a couple places down south on Chrome that you went to the right past Chrome, but you're like kind of on a farm sort of,
Right.
and you would have to go down this fucking dirt road, and then they
Right.
had like a berm, and then it was like some guy's farm. He just let people shoot there. He didn't care.
Right. Is that still there? Is that Henry's or Harry's?
No. That's what I thought was Henry's. When someone was explaining Henry's to me,
Mhm.
it sounded exactly like that guy's place. But Henry's charges you, and they have actual like big berms set up, like an actual range.
Uh-huh.
This was just
Some dude's yard.
just but it was probably like at least 10, 20 acres because it was nothing. And then it was like a canal, and his shit was on the other side of the canal. We're on this side,
Uh-huh.
and it was just like a dirt road that went around, and there was like a big hill there, and we would shoot into the hill and
Got it.
shoot birds that pass by or whatever. So one day I'm with the water heater. Did I tell you when I shot it with the shotgun, and the stuff came back in my face?
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was the same time. We went out a lot. So I'm shooting with the AR, and there's a huge bird like a heron, but it's so big with the. I like those birds. It's huge. It's going like this,
Right.
like it's slowly flapping the wings. That's
So
how big
it's
it is.
in the air or it's
It's in
on
the air
ground?
far away.
Uh-huh.
So then they're joking around because I can't hit like the target right there.
Right.
So they're joking around. They're saying like, "See if you can hit the bird." And I'm looking at it as far as fuck, like it looks
Did you?
small, right? So then I'm like, "Haha, yeah, whatever." So then I shoot at it and it fucking drops.
Oh God.
And it does the bowling thing. Like I shoot, and then I just
You don't have
looking
to
at
whisper.
it. Nothing happens. Nothing
Uh-huh.
happens. Well. And I turn around, and when I turn around, like the 3 or 4 guys that were with us were like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Yeah, right, hilarious. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn around." When I turn around, the thing's fucking falling, and I'm like, "Damn, dude, I feel terrible because that's got to be like a 6-foot bird. It's huge
Right.
because of the way it was flying. Because you
Right.
don't even rarely see a bird with wings that big.
Right.
I've seen them up close. They're pretty amazing. So, lucky guy. Did you see? Anyway,
Well, I had a similar story when I was a
CrossFit's
kid.
pussy is good pussy.
Uh,
Hurry
I
up
would
because I gotta pee.
just driving by.
Uh-huh. Well, anyway, but go ahead.
I had a similar story
Yeah.
when I was a kid with a BB gun,
Uh-huh.
where we would go around my neighborhood and
Right.
shoot at
Yeah, everybody
did.
did that. I did that stuff.
Targets.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
whatever. Oh, I'm gonna try to hit the can or whatever.
Or a lizard or
And
bird or whatever.
there was a bird. I remember on top of the antenna, like 2 houses down from me. I'm like, let's try to hit the bird. Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
take a
let's try to
guess you
hit the
started
bird.
crying.
No, we hit the bird. And then suddenly the mood goes from, yay, this is fun, to,
Right.
oh. We're so sad.
I felt bad too. I didn't cry, but I felt bad. Yeah.
And
I've
it's
heard like
okay, I gotta go home now.
no offense, but I've heard lefties tell that same story and then they're crying. And
It
I'm
gets
like,
so sad.
it's
Well, I was
sad.
a kid. I was a kid.
No,
I was,
me too.
I was
but
probably,
it's
I don't know, 8.
Yeah, it's a fucking bird. Let's get crazy. It's an
Right.
air rat.
Right, but you start.
Yeah, come on, guy.
exactly.
If-
But you start thinking, man, that thing was just hanging out.
But
Just
if we were smaller
off.
and the bird was bigger, the bird would eat your face off.
Yes,
So
it
let's not
would.
get crazy. It'd eat your child in front of your face if he could do it.
the only reason it can't do it is because it
He's
physically
tiny.
can't
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. Exactly.
But given the chance, he'd fuck us up.
Dinosaurs. Yeah, that's how I get to not caring about animals. So whenever anybody cries about any fucking animal. But yeah, we used to do that a lot too. And a friend of mine used to do the crossbow fucking hunting, whatever that shit is. And he would just go
so with a
shoot
bow and arrow?
everything. Yeah, but like whatever.
With a
whatever you call
crossbow?
it. Yeah.
Okay,
But he would practice because we grew up next to the flea market, which was on Bird.
yeah, Tropic.
Yeah, Tropicare.
Yeah, one of
That's I
those.
think it was what it was called.
It's not there anymore. Now
And
it's a
the-
Best Buy.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
big
all that,
shopping
all
center.
that area
Uh-huh.
was just a field for the parking, and then like the front part was a drive-in,
Uh-huh.
and that part where like Best Buy is, that was like the drive-in part,
Mhm.
and then the rest of that was just like a field,
Right.
and then they had the flea market, like 50 feet, like the cement part,
Uh-huh.
and then the rest of it was just where you park. But it was bushes and corners that had a lot of overgrowth, so there was foxes and raccoons and a ton of shit in there.
Mhm.
So this guy would go over there all the time with little like 22s and the bow and arrow and just shoot and fucking kill those things. So we go with him because he was older. He's like 5 years older than us or
Uh-huh.
whatever. So We're like probably 10, and he's like 15.
Whoa.
Yeah, that
He's
cool
so
guy. He had all
cool.
these weapons and shit. So
Speaking of
Yes.
old weapons,
yeah,
I went to the range the other day
Uh-huh.
and I took my dad,
yeah.
and we went into the attic and grabbed our old 22
Nice.
rifle.
Still work?
Super fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
It needs to be. We need to clean it and shit like
Yeah.
that and oil it. But man, super fun.
Yeah,
like
of course.
I literally stopped shooting the Glock
Right.
and just shot the rifle. The
The
rest of the
22 is
day.
fun,
was
especially
awesome.
like hopefully with Trump, the ammo price goes down, so the shit's like nothing.
Why
You know,
would it go
now
down?
it's like about like
It's like $9
6
for-
cents. Yeah. No, now it's it's 6 cents. So like 500 rounds is like, I don't know. I'm not good at math. Like
I don't
20, 30 bucks. Where it used to be like not like $5 for that.
Right.
I mean, you shoot all day, you can't shoot that much. And if you're like conservative with the ammo, that'd be a year or maybe more. You know, but it's super, super cheap. Like less than a penny. Like, you know, like half a penny. So
Nice. It was super
that's
fun.
the shit.
Oh, it was awesome.
I have a
was
the
really
little
fun.
cowboy gun 22, and I have like a regular.
So you've got like a 6-shooter
Smith. Yeah,
22?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
They
yeah.
have those?
Yeah, yeah,
No
and they're
shit.
cheap. They're like $100. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta pull the trigger back. So it's just like in the movies.
Right. It's
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah,
what? I forget
single action.
Yes, single action.
Yeah, because you gotta pull the trigger back and then pull the
Right.
trigger back. So it like cocks. You gotta cock the hammer yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I didn't know they had those in 22 though.
yeah, and then the one I have also has a 22 mag barrel, so you could just take out the other barrel and get that 22. But I never even bought those.
What do you mean a 22 mag?
22 mag, I guess, is a little bit bigger, a little bit more powder.
I'm familiar with the 22 long rifle.
Yeah, yeah. So 22 mag has got to be because it's the same barrel,
Mhm.
the exact same bullet, but with a little bit longer
Cartridge?
case.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it's more powerful. Because why would it be called a Magnum if it's not?
I don't know any of that stuff about ammo.
Yeah.
I get lost.
I have 22 short. 22 short is like a little bit cut down, so it's less power. But
Mhm.
it doesn't even like a 22 long rifle out in the open.
Mhm.
It sounds like if you clap loud,
Right.
no one even looks.
Right.
Because we used to in the neighborhood shoot birds and get on top of the roof, and
With a
until you
22?
shoot like 10 fucking shots, no one's looking.
Right.
Because I could do it right now, and no one's gonna look in the gym,
Right.
and we're inside.
Right.
So outside, there's 0 people are gonna look.
Actually,
Unless
that's a
the
good
guy's
point.
right there.
It does sound like a clap.
It does sound like a clap. And then if the wind is blowing away from you, you don't even need
Right.
ear
protection.
But with the 22 short, it's even less. It's like a very tiny clap, like nothing. It's
Wow.
like nothing. You almost can't hear it. If you hit like metal or something with the bullet, you'll hear that more than you'll hear the 22 short. So right now, in my neighborhood, I saw 2 foxes.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Did I tell you about that?
No. Well, you and I
Yes.
were leaving a podcast at Wonky's. I
Yeah.
don't know, like 2 or 3 podcasts
Right?
ago.
You saw fox?
And we saw Fox. And
I
then
saw one.
both
I
of us.
remember that.
Both of us. We were walking down to your car.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, we
I
saw a
forgot
fox
that
crossing
already?
the street. Yes.
Damn, I'm fucked up.
And then on the way home in my neighborhood, I saw another fox. I saw 2 in one
Mm. Right.
night. It was pretty cool.
So that must have been a population explosion because
I don't know.
I saw one run over in Pinecrest, and then I saw a
You
big
saw
one.
It was run over. It was
Yeah, I
roadkill?
put it in the group text, the
No, I didn't see
picture,
it.
and then I deleted it. I wish I wouldn't have deleted it because now I've seen more, and now your story. It was fucking huge. It's
Yeah?
at least 30 pounds. It's big.
Wow.
It's really big. It's like a medium-sized dog. I don't know.
Well, I live in Palmetto Bay, which is just south of
there,
Pinecrest.
yeah.
And there's some that live in my neighborhood. I've
Yeah,
had neighbors tell me
yeah.
that they've seen some in under the tree in front of my
Yeah,
house.
yeah. They probably got a nest in there. Who
Yeah.
knows? Whatever.
My parents
But-
have one in their backyard by FIU.
Well, I thought about killing the foxes. So I see them, right? They're
Mhm.
2 and they're pretty big. They're smaller than the one I saw run over,
Mhm.
but they're pretty big. So when I see them, I'm like, fucking awesome. So, but when I pull up, they're like casually walking. The lights are on them. They don't freak out. They don't run away. Then there's like these big hedge bushes. They walk up to the hedge. They're like right next to the car. So I'm like in the car. I'm like getting my shit ready. And then I go, "All right, these guys are like not scared. This is different, you know?"
Right.
So I have an asp in the car, you know, that like baton.
Right.
So I go, I'm not going to shoot the 40 at these guys. I'm going to have to talk to the cops. I'm not going to deal with this shit.
Right.
But I'm going to take the knife out and I'm going to take the asp out. And if I get out and they run away, they can live to see another day. But if I get out and they like do anything stupid,
Right.
I'm going to fucking kill them right now.
Like if they start
I'm
like
gonna-
like
No, if
pretending
they
like
just
they're not
stand
looking
there.
at you and they're
Yeah,
like
well, you
this-
know what they do is they kind of like play. They walk up to you
yeah.
sideways, like if they're gonna play, and they're checking to see if they could eat you.
Right.
Yeah. So when I get out, they don't flinch, and I'm like,
shit.
motherfucker.
Wow.
So I got my little flashlight, and I put it on them, and then when I step towards them, they go through the bushes, but not like afraid, like slow. So then I'm like, okay. So what I do is
like you think we're leaving, but we're just gonna watch.
no,
you from
yeah.
the
So
bush.
watch. So what I do is, I throw my dirty clothes from jiu-jitsu or the gi on the side of the house, and then I clean it another day. Like I pack them up, a bunch of them, to do one load. So when I go and I get that out of the trunk and I throw it there, I turn around. They had walked around the bushes, around the hedge. They were on the sidewalk and they were staring at me.
No,
And I was like,
shit.
oh, now 100%. You guys got to go. You got to
Wow.
die. So
Well,
and
because
then
I
I
mean,
was- yeah.
you're a bigger guy. You might be okay,
Whoa.
but if there's a little kid,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because
Yeah.
my daughter plays outside all the
Right.
time by herself. So I mean, it's possible.
Right.
It's possible, and it's two of them. Definitely possible.
and who knows
So-
if they got rabies or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe that helps
exactly,
with them not being
exactly.
afraid.
Yeah, it's possible. So, animals eat people. That
Yeah.
still happens. Maybe 10, 20 years ago, I remember a story in India that a little kid went to feed bread to a bunch of pigs, and the pigs ate the kid.
No,
And the kid was like 8 years old.
There's stories of
So,
like farmers
yeah.
falling into the pig pit while they're feeding the pigs, and then
yeah.
you find
Yeah,
a tooth.
guy, right? Where's that farmer? So yeah, that's not a joke. Like they'll
Yeah.
fucking eat. That's why I have zero. That's why I'm not vegan. I never entertain it for 2 seconds. Anything will eat you if they get a chance. Anyway,
Right.
So did I ever tell you the Chromageddon story? It's a pretty good story. Did I tell you?
Chromageddon,
No.
no.
So my first thought was to shoot.
I want to know about
Yes.
the fox.
So that's the end of the. Oh well, there's one more part of the fox story. So then when I see him, I go, "Oh, okay, motherfucker," and I start walking to him, and then I leave. So I remember there's a bunch of like weirdos, old people, and fucking loser dorks
Living in your house.
No, that's a good one.
Whoa.
But for wonky laughing. No, but so like family people that are nice, they
Living
leave
in
out
your
like
house.
cat food
Oh, okay, yeah.
in
yeah.
a neighborhood. So
Right.
there's a ton of fucking cats everywhere,
Right.
which is cool. Cats are fucking, I like them. Occasionally they'll have kittens though, right? So one day I hear the kittens fucking screaming, and then you notice like the kittens aren't around anymore.
Right.
So I think, and that was maybe 2-3 months ago. So I think the foxes ate the kittens, and if
I
they
believe it
can,
100%.
they will eat a bigger cat.
Right.
And especially if there's two.
Right. And,
Right. And if they're hungry,
foxes
they
are dogs.
yeah, they're little
Yeah,
like
type of dog.
dogs. Yeah. So, so then later on, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, motherfucker, and I'm just like making the case more to
Right.
kill them. So, I go to this place in the Grove, and it's like a little island, and it has a ton of trees. So one day, everybody there is kind of like wimpy.
So that's where you go
To
on-
work. Yeah, I don't want
Okay.
to say the name of the
Got it.
place and stuff like that.
Got it.
So everybody there's kind of normal people, not wimpy, but
Right.
yeah, wimpy. So compared to me, I'm a fucking moron brute. I do the stupidest. I have the stupidest thoughts. My thoughts are just killing everything, which is I don't do it. Yeah, but that's my thought. Oh,
Grog, hungry.
Grog eat, Grog kill, Grog fuck chair, put hole in watermelon. Yeah,
This-
I'm retarded.
This feel good. Grog, fuck this. Wait,
That's
Grog in
my
the market.
thoughts are very basic.
Grog in supermarket.
Very basic.
Grog, wait till get home.
Oh, Grog like tuna with mayonnaise. Oh, so anyway, Grog no like fish. Grog just like instant gratification. So the people are complaining that the crows are swooping on them, because maybe they lost the baby or whatever.
Right.
So
In the parking lot or something.
but a bunch of people, like 3 or 4 people, are complaining.
attacked by a
yeah, exactly, just like that.
It was-
just like that.
it
And then I'm
was-
thinking like,
It was so funny, but
They don't do that.
and then it was, ow, he's still attacking me.
exactly, like
We should call somebody. And who should we call? Can we tell the office?
And then all I'm thinking like a retard, which is my thought process is they don't do that shit to me. Like I'm a total moron, total idiot.
Them crows respect me.
Yeah, they could see, they could sense
They
that
can sense.
I'll kill him.
They can sense me.
That I'll kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens like a day later, they fucking swoop on me, right? And then I'm like, all right, you get 1 strike. You get 1 strike. Especially when,
Maybe you didn't know.
you're half a pound entity. Right? If you're 200 pounds, you get 3 strikes. So the next time that they do it,
Maybe they thought I was somebody else.
I go straight to Walmart and I get like a $20 little air rifle. And I have this thing planned because because those people kick you out. They're like anti-gun. These are like, these are like your people. No offense.
You've got one shot.
Oh, no. So what I do is I go in the parking lot, and the parking lot's like covered in trees. There's trees everywhere. I go in the parking lot, and I put the heat shield thing in the front of the thing, and I have like limo tent. So I open the sunroof, and I'm laying down, and I'm looking, and I'm watching the fucking birds, and I don't know anything and watch anything about nature or whatever. There's like a whole like society of birds.
Oh, of course.
There's little birds. There's doves.
Yeah.
When the one group of birds moves in, then when another group moves in, it's a big fight, and then the smaller ones usually move out.
I don't know if you've ever seen like at the Publix supermarket on Bird Road and 117th on I don't know, like Thursday nights.
Right.
You'll get in the parking lot just thousands of blackbirds that just hang out in the parking lot.
Yeah, this is their area in the winter.
It goes from being just a regular quiet parking lot to being like deafening.
Because we put concrete on the Everglades.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
where
so
they used to their habitat.
Yeah, so they'll have like
so they're still coming here.
So they'll have like a
but they're everywhere.
Like
on Carlway and 87th.
Yeah,
at times there's just thousands filling the power lines. Yeah,
it's awesome.
And when they go up to leave, there's just like they fill the sky. Yeah.
No, but they have
That's
like
in a bunch of
but
places.
it's like a weekly meeting.
Yeah. But it's just it's winter, so they come down.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have like their own society thing.
There's a whole thing going on. Yeah. So I was sitting there probably like 2 hours watching and waiting for the crows because I'm like, I got nothing to do.
You're staking it out.
Yeah, but this is my time to do it. I'm fucking doing it. Right. So I'm there and I'm waiting. It's the little birds and little sparrows and other birds, and I'm like. And I'm watching what they do, and it's a whole thing going on. And you hear them like calling, and there's different calls. And when a new group of birds moves in, there's like a frantic, like they're moving in, and then they like kind of get together. And
You're observing
they'll go
this
back
from the
and
car?
forth. Yeah, I'm in the car watching the birds, and the crows aren't around. The crows are all around, but they're not in the parking lot at this time. So, like 2 hours go by, and then a bird comes finally where I could shoot it, and it's a female crow. But it was the male crows. It's a black crow.
You can tell the difference between the male and
the
female.
female is kind of like brown, like light brown and darker brown.
Got it.
So the black crow was the one that buzzed me twice. I don't know if it's the same one, but crows are supposed to be real smart.
It was the same one.
I don't know, whatever. So the girl comes and she's there, and I kill her. She falls. When she falls,
and what are you shooting? BBs?
Yeah, little
pellets.
Yeah, no, not pellets. Little BBs.
Okay.
Metal BBs, copper or whatever. So a boy comes and he gets on the same branch exactly where she was. He looks down and he looks at me like that with the eyeball.
A little cross-eyed.
Right, and then I drop him. But it was cool that he looked down and then he looked at me like with his one eyeball like that.
Something's happening
so then,
here.
Then like a minute goes by. He came over like right away, like within 10 seconds. When he goes down, a minute goes by, and then another male comes that's a little bigger, and he does the same thing. He looks down, he looks at me, and then I shoot him right in the chest, and he flies away. So I don't know if I didn't get him in the right kill zone because it's a fucking BB gun. It's not an accurate, super accurate thing. And he flies away. When he flies away, 2 or 3 minutes go by, and another girl comes to the same exact branch.
Same spot.
Think and drop her too, right? So I'm there like an hour, half an hour, and nobody comes by again. So then I move the car.
Nobody, as in no bird.
Crows come by. So I move, and they have like people walking their dogs, and I have to be careful. It's not like they've come by before and they were in the kill zone, but I didn't shoot them.
You could get arrested for that.
Yeah, and these people they're gonna call the cops. They're not like, hey, don't worry about it. We understand. They're not those people. They're like,
Oh my God, he had a gun and he's this lunatic.
They don't know that you're a hero.
Right, Chromageddon, son. When they were
legend.
saying we gotta call somebody, I'm that guy.
Yeah,
that's the guy you gotta call. I'll take care of the problem. I took care of it for free.
You're like Dexter.
I took care of that. I don't know what Dexter is.
Dexter for crows.
I have no idea what that is.
A TV show where a guy was like a sociopath, psychopath, and his father noticed that he was a bit odd, and so his father, who was a cop, taught him, "Hey, I know you're different. I'm going to teach you how to be normal.
Right.
And since you have to get this urge out,
right,
I'm going to show you how to do it safely.
Right. Which
and
is,
so, you follow
killing people.
I think it was Harry's rules for, killing people.
Is that a real thing or just from the show?
From
Made
the show.
Up from the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was.
So his dad
he
was,
was
a
serial
cop,
killer.
taught him how to be a
He
serial
was a,
killer.
well, no, he was a serial. Like he would have ended up being a serial killer,
Uh-huh.
but his father just taught him how to be safe doing it.
Oh, so
And
he wouldn't
set up
get
rules.
caught.
Yeah. So and he would set up rules like, you have to be a bad person. You have to. Like,
I got a
I'm gonna keep
super
the guy
P.
from killing people.
Keep telling the story, but don't let me forget to tell
No,
about
I'm-
the FBI has a thing about that. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you read about that?
No.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
all right.
They can tell by what you did,
Uh-huh.
your age, what kind of car you drive, your family, all this other shit.
Okay.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's
All right.
scary. Tell a story about Dexter.
Then I'll wait till you get back. Yeah. Dexter kills bad guys. So he's like sort of like the bad, like a bad hero, sort of thing.
Anti-hero or whatever.
An anti-hero, exactly. And so he there's a guy who is, I don't know, beating up his wife, and maybe he killed his ex-wife or whatever. Dexter will kill the person and make like a big ceremony about it to get his rocks off,
Right.
and then he chops him up and throws him in the bay.
Would you torture the guy or just kill him straight up?
He will like plastic wrap a room,
Uh-huh.
put him on a bench.
Does he have like an
And then-
MO?
Yeah. Well,
The way he kills him.
yeah, it's always the same. He'll like
What
wrap
is
him
that?
in plastic,
Uh-huh.
and then like stare at him, talk to him, and be like, "I'm gonna kill you because you're this and you're
how
that."
does he actually come? Stab him? Shoot him?
He stabs him like through the heart or through the chest with
Every
a knife.
time?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's like staring at him, making eye contact, and he kills him
Yeah,
and then
because
chops him
that's
up.
usually what they do in real life. Is they have the same pattern. Sometimes it changes because of circumstances.
I'm not gonna
or-
ask how you know this, but go
I
ahead.
just read a bunch of books on it.
Okay.
Like, but the FBI guys, this nasty. Like it's scary. They
What do you
have
mean?
it. They have figured out
The
that
FBI has figured out.
Well, certain people in the FBI have figured out.
Okay.
So FBI that with the way you kill the person,
Mhm.
and a couple things you do before and after, but pretty much the way you kill the person,
Mhm.
it already tells them like almost everything, pretty much everything. And they could be like those expert people. They could be like, that guy lives really close to here, and he has a black van, and he's overweight, and whatever. He lives with his parents, or
Just with how
he has
kills
a
them?
family. Yeah, like what you do.
So there's been enough people doing that there's like a pattern, sort of like the almanac.
Yeah.
Like the almanac, where it's like, oh, look, in February it usually rains this
Yeah,
many
but not
days.
that we could figure it out. You would have to like do the training.
Right.
So that
no, but
they
a person who's
know
trained
it.
in that would be able to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then a lot of times they're right, but they don't have enough evidence to like hold the guy. So
Right.
they'll just like go and investigate. The guy doesn't admit it or whatever, and then he's just on a list of like 3 or 4 guys in that neighborhood. So they watch him, but
3 or
the
4
guys
guys in that neighborhood.
yeah, or whatever it is, or so it's pretty cool, that thing. That was like a whole bunch of books that were about like real, it's not fake,
Mhm.
like real FBI figuring that shit out, and different killers. And then like the Green River Killer, did you ever hear of that guy?
Never heard
They
of it.
had that guy like 3 or 4 times. I went to his house. Out of a couple times, out of like he was like fit exactly the thing, and then another
Kinda
couple
creepy
times because
looking, has
girls.
those big
Yeah,
glasses.
he was killing
keeps to
hookers in
himself.
Seattle, and a couple girls had like said like he tried to fucking whatever, and then they went and they talked to the guy, and he just like got lucky, he slipped through the whatever. But yeah, that shit's cool. Like I saw 20 years ago that I read those books, so I
Right.
don't remember all the details, but or the names of the people or the names even of the books, but that's the basic idea.
You were going to tell me about some other Mageddon.
Chromageddon. So
Chromageddon.
so then I was thinking like I'll do another fucking Chromageddon, but on the Foxes. I'll just shoot them.
Crow-mageddon.
Right.
Got it.
Right. So I just smoked all the. So then I went to like a different area after I killed those 4, and then I went to a different area. I got like 1 or 2 there. Then I moved again.
So you got a taste
no
in the first
I
area.
didn't get
And
crazy.
then you're like,
So then-
okay,
then
this is kind of fun.
I
Maybe I,
killed
can
like
do this
2,
again.
and then I moved again. I killed like 1 more. So it was like.
And so you've been
it was
chasing
like
the dragon.
7 or 8.
Uh-huh.
No. So then then I said, okay, I gotta go. I mean, I got shit to do. At some point it's like 4 hours in.
And so
you know?
somewhere there's a pile of crow.
Yeah, well, that place is so heavily like the bunch of trees that they fell in bushes
Okay.
next to the trees. So that's pretty.
Got it.
Yeah. So luckily, I think one fell like an actual, like a parking lot. Like, yeah, one's good. If it was gonna be like 6, I would pick them up. But it was just on the side. That's another thing. I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do?
Well, if there's a lot of cats in the area, those crows aren't gonna last.
There's not a lot of cats there.
No.
There's ducks. People feed the duck. Whatever. So then I was thinking like I got Chromageddon again here, but with the foxes.
Mhm.
But if you do that, it's gonna be nighttime or early morning. That's gonna wake people up because it's a loud clap, but it's at a time that if you do that in the middle of the day, nobody cares.
You could set a trap too.
Well, that's what I remember. Like I've seen those like vet shows where if the dog's barking, people will put, or people just assholes, they'll put antifreeze in dog food.
Oh God.
And what that does, it like crystallizes in the stomach and you just die.
Right.
A bad, painful
That's
death.
horrible.
So I'm just going to do that with like cat food. I'll just get cat food and put it in the neighborhood. Hey, I like cats, but
Yeah,
if a couple cats die to kill the fox, it's fine.
But why not just get like a trap?
That's more work than getting cat food and dribbling some antifreeze I got already.
Yeah,
It's a 50 cents can of cat food.
What if your neighbor's cat comes by?
I don't care.
And now
Doesn't
their
bother
cat's
me.
And then they
Look, you want me to
or-
do
or
some
their
push-ups?
cat-
Want me to do some
no,
squat
okay, well,
thrusts?
let me.
I don't give
me-
two fucks
let
about
me
that
run
cat.
this right.
It's a cat.
Right, but somebody cares about that cat. The
I don't
neighborhood
give
cat.
a fuck
Correct.
about a little girl that
I
cares about a
understand.
cat. I don't care.
But imagine you have a neighbor that
Mhm.
really likes that cat,
Yeah.
and their cat goes to your house,
There's
eats the antifreeze.
no...
Go, just shut up. Goes,
Yeah.
eats the antifreeze, and then goes back to its own house, and
Mhm.
then dies.
I don't care.
And that person's like, I wonder why my cat died. And then they take the cat to the vet, and they pay the $1,000 or the $2,000 to do the autopsy on their cat or whatever. And they're
Yeah.
like, somebody put antifreeze into your cat. And then they start investigating and blah, blah, blah. And then they find,
That's an extreme
I agree.
case scenario
I agree, but it's
for
not
a
worth
cat.
it. But it's not worth it.
If it was a dog situation, the dog's barking, obviously the closest neighbors are the most, they'll use prime suspects.
My brother's cat has had like 4 ACL surgeries. So,
Cat?
Yeah.
No, he didn't pay for an ACL surgery.
Well,
No, please.
his wife
don't
did.
be serious.
His wife did.
Okay, hold on a second. How much is an ACL cat surgery?
Oh, it's a lot. It's
Like
like,
$1,000?
I think $1,000, if not
so
more.
$4,000 on
Yeah.
a cat?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah, and it's not like it's a nice cat.
I
that cat's an
feel
asshole
when I hear
too.
stories like that, I feel like I should be like a god, like Martin, because anybody who's that stupid, I don't care if you have millions of dollars, that $1,000 like a penny, you're an idiot. It's a fucking cat. I don't care if you love the cat.
And that cat now doesn't even live with them. That cat lives. They moved to New York. My brother and his wife moved to New York,
So they put
and
put 4,000 into a cat's ACLs.
and that cat is now living at my parents' house. And just he's like an outdoor indoor cat. He goes
Right.
in and out through the doors. And
Right.
my brother has been in town for I don't know, like a week to help me out with the project. And
Cat has no idea who he is.
and he's been taking the cat to the vet like a whole bunch because his wife thought he was sick. The cat was sick. And then now he's talking to the vet, and it's a big hassle. The vet's not calling him back, and it's like a big thing for my brother.
Your brother's wife is crazy? Is that safe to say?
She's not crazy, but she loves the cat.
Mm-mm.
She
She's
loves
crazy.
the cat. And my brother,
You could say no, but I know she's
my
crazy
brother-
just from
my-
her
my brother adopted a cat.
caring about a cat.
So my brother had 2 cats. One of them stayed with them and now is in New York, and the other one is now lives at my parents' house. And they adopted another cat. Why, I don't know, but
Bro.
apparently it's a cat that used to live at Howard Stern's house. So they
Come
adopted
on,
one
bro.
of those
Come on, bro.
cats. It's the ugliest cat.
It's a fucking celebrity cat?
It is now a celebrity cat, and it has its own Instagram thing
No.
where they post.
No. Well, that's pretty cool, actually.
And people are all commenting on the cat.
That's pretty cool, actually. A buddy of mine,
Uh-huh.
the guy who arrested Wonky, he bought a townhouse.
Your
in the
cop
Grove.
boyfriend.
Yeah. And I was helping him kind of like move. He already moved his shit in, but I was just went over there to fucking whatever.
Was this before you guys went cross country together?
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. I just want.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, he there's a huge fucking cat.
Uh-huh.
It's like very tall for a cat
Okay.
and skinny. And it has like tiger stripes. It's like a tiger
Okay.
ish. Like it has lines and
Yes.
and
Actually,
I'm
my parents used to
fucking
have a cat
playing
like
with
that.
the cat. It's like playing, you know, it's rubbing next to my leg, and I'm playing with the cat. And I'm like, this cat's fucking cool. And he's like, yeah, that's like some hybrid wild African cat,
Uh-huh.
and it's like $1,000. He goes, the thing, he just comes and he has cats, so he would leave food for the thing,
Uh-huh.
and the thing's like his cat, but it's outside.
Right.
And he goes, I don't want to put it inside because it's big as fuck, and it might tear up the house or eat my cats or whatever.
Oh,
It's
like
big
a
as fuck.
serval.
I don't know. It's like this fucking big.
Yeah. So like
But
like
it's
knee-high.
cool, and it acts like a cat. But he's like, I don't want
I
to
think-
trust it.
I think John Jones has one of those cats. I think it's called a serval.
Yeah.
And it's like a wild cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's like half. He told me the name of it, and I looked it up. And it's like bred with a domestic cat, so it's like a wild cat,
Right.
like some kind of hybrid cat.
Right.
But they're like a fancy shit that they sell for a G.
Right.
So what happened was probably it was too crazy, and whoever bought it let it out, and now the thing just roams the grove, which the grove is heavily like forested, so
Uh-huh.
they can go around, and so he ended up there. So I told people about it, and people want that cat. Yeah, like that, but
Serval.
like a little bit smaller than that. Like that, yeah, like that. But not that. That's like that might be the wild version of that cat. What this guy has is a hybrid version of that cat.
Okay.
With, you know what I mean? It's not that crazy looking, but it's pretty crazy.
Okay.
So, what's the point in telling you?
We were talking about cats
That's pretty much it.
and my brother's cat.
Yeah. Yeah, but he has the right attitude, which I do, on any animal. I wouldn't own an animal anyway. I don't think it's right to own animals. But if you do, hey, if you get hurt, hey, man, you got to go. A bullet to the head is cheaper, bro. Especially a cat, bro. Get out of my face. $1,000. You got to be kidding
They
me.
spent a lot of money on that
That's
cat.
so stupid. A friend of mine spent $4,000 or $5,000 on the hip dysplasia surgery for his dog. And then the dog was all
Was it
fucked
like a
up
German
after.
Shepherd?
No, it was like the white one, a Samoyed,
Okay.
that he loved. Which is, I mean, dude, it's fucking understandable, but that's a line. I wouldn't even get to that line.
They're not going to live forever. Neither am I.
Yeah, dogs are like, what, 10 years, 15 years?
I mean,
a big
like,
dog, 10, 12,
if you see me and I'm like,
$5,000.
I'm like almost dead on the ground, just
Exactly.
let me go.
Exactly.
Let me go.
Exactly.
I
I had a
need
dog that was a
CPR.
border collie. That
Uh-huh.
was an awesome little dog.
Uh-huh.
And he would clear the fence completely. Like it wasn't even close. He
Uh-huh.
went at will, like with one step. Boom.
Was it
Right
you
over
who
the
sent that
fence.
video that boxer jumping over a?
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking
funny.
impressive.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the limit of my annoyance? Because I don't want to annoy people. I
what
try
was-
to send you things that are funny that you might not have seen. Because I'm not going to send you everything.
right
Because I don't want to bother you that much.
What was funny is that after you were complaining to Wanderson about sending too much stuff and
yeah,
not
I went
filtering,
crazy. I went crazy.
you started
for like
sending a
a
whole
week.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I had a time off or something.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is that
that's fine. Your stuff
Wanderson.
is funny. Some of Wanderson's stuff is
Well-
like sometimes funny, but a lot of times it seems like it's like a grandparents thing, where like your grandparents send you everything that they almost
think
chuckle
you
at.
like. Yeah,
Right.
yes, exactly. And then, but the other thing with Wanderson, I'm also in the MMA Masters group, so it's like if he puts up 20 things, it's 40 for me.
Right.
So, and
So you've already seen it.
how you doing? Let me take a picture of you too,
Okay.
since you're taking pictures of me, son of. So anyway, I had to tell him to calm down, and then on the other group, on our group, we laugh or we tell him he's a loser for putting that or whatever. But on the other group, no one responds. No one.
Nobody ever.
Ever. Once in a while,
That's
somebody
annoying
will
as
say
fuck.
like, "Hey, did you have one of the fighters?" Like, if somebody have the link, they're not talking about what he posts, and he's always putting those jokes.
Right. Nobody laughs.
Sometimes
Nobody
are MMA
mentions it.
related,
Right.
but 80% of the time, but sometimes aren't. And then I told him in his face, I go, "Wanderson, you have to stop. No one cares. No one thinks it's funny." So he's like, yeah. Like if I'm joking, I'm not joking. Do I look? Why are you laughing? I'm scared.
No, I'm laughing at Wonky.
What do you write? I
How's the
didn't see it.
healing cast going?
Oh yeah. I told him to swing by. What did he write anything?
No.
He's scared. Okay. He's scared of his feelings getting hurt. What happened?
He's scared of his feelings getting hurt.
Okay, so
We might crack his thick candy shell.
he does have a thin candy show. It doesn't even have a hair covering. It doesn't have a hair covering. The hair.
He's not going to pass by. He doesn't
Blood.
have a. He doesn't have a hair. In
Is
the
he behind
world.
me?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So
He doesn't have a hair in the world.
a hair?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Stay
like it.
hair
It's
free.
good. I was thinking of those things all afternoon. I'm not good at it. You guys are good at it. I'm terrible. I thought of one and I'm like, yes, and no one even responded. I'm like, fuck.
I've thought of like writing them down as I come
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
them, just so I can keep like a
Wonky
cache.
comes up with them pretty good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Sometimes Wonky and I go back and forth for a long time.
Yeah,
and
I've seen
everybody
you do
stays
it.
quiet.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
super
yeah.
fun.
I've thought of it, but then if I ever think of something, you guys have already done it. So I think of like the most basic ones, and then whatever. I can't think of a better one. But the Leo Me Alone is fucking hilarious.
That's okay.
I think it's great. I put today, don't be short with me or something like that. I thought that was funny, but it was on me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it back to Wonky. Anyway, what else are we talking about? Stupid cat.
It was going to be the FBI, and then
The
something
FBI
else.
guy. I think I still have those books. So what I'll do is I'll look at them again, or I'll bring them in. I'll give them to you if you want.
All right.
I read all that shit. I don't need to read all that shit. I thought that was interesting when I was like 20, 25.
Yeah.
And I remember reading something about it that if people read that and then some people are concerned that you're reading about that, but it's like a way of understanding that. So it's not that crazy to read about that.
So serial killers will read about other serial
No,
killers?
no. Regular people
Uh-huh.
that are not serial killers will read or be interested in serial killers. And some people think that that's scary, or why would they do that unless they were serial killers?
Right.
But what they were saying in that little article was that people they want to understand how someone can get to that point to do that. Something that's so crazy.
Well, I mean, it's something that's foreign, something that's different.
Right.
It's sort of like
Right. 'Cause I've read.
I love horror movies and I love mystery
Yeah,
movies,
exactly.
but I don't want to be killed. or
Right,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah, but it's like a way of why, trying to figure out why someone would do that. But I read a lot of books, like a scary amount. Do you ever hear of H.H. Holmes? Dude, that
no.
guy's sick.
Who's that?
It was a guy, he had a different, like, real name, but that was, like, his most famous alias.
Uh-huh.
What the guy did...
Oh, that's the guy with like the 12-inch dick?
No,
No, that's
that
John
was
Holmes.
John Holmes. Good one. So this guy, it was, like, the 1870s, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was, like, 20. And so in, like, Philadelphia, I don't remember exactly all the places.
Uh-huh.
And
Chicago?
he went to Chicago later. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, he got a job working at a family pharmacy.
Mhm.
And what he did was the old man was getting old. So he talked to the woman and he had himself put as like a partner. And then he put himself on the insurance, right? So then he killed the old man, right? And then the old lady was like, oh, it seems like it's foul play or something. Something's weird, right?
Mhm.
So then he killed her. So then back then, that was a big thing, insurance fraud, because
Right.
it was harder to catch them than it is nowadays. So what he did was when they started investigating, he felt uncomfortable. He just lit the place on fire, collected the money, and then just left town, changed names, but there's no finding him because it wasn't like the police weren't communicating back
Right.
and forth like they do now.
You could just go to a different town, like what they do with priests.
Yeah. So he had the bright idea, which is crazy evil genius. They were having the Chicago World Fair in like 1901 or 1900 or something like that, or the World Fair in Chicago. So he went to Chicago with the money. He bought a city block.
Wow.
And his idea was, which is fucking crazy, is he was gonna build a building that on the bottom floor was shops all around.
Mhm.
On the 3 floors, on the middle floor was like I forgot, it was like apartments or whatever, and like the top floor was his own like place or whatever. So he had like all these little apartments built, just tiny little like one like a studio.
One room.
And what he did was he had like a trash chute in each room, and he had a hose into every room. So what he would do was, this is gonna get bad quick. So he would go into the farm areas around there, like Indiana and stuff, and he would put ads out for young ladies to come work as secretaries. He would put like a decent amount of money. and so a lot of them wanted to go to the big city, and a lot of it excitement about the World Fair, whatever, that must have been a big thing.
I'm gonna go to the city and find my dream.
Who fucking knows. So what he would do is they would go up there and he would fucking gas them while they were sleeping, and they would go in there and he would throw them down the chute into a vat of acid, and then he would clean the bones, and then he would put the bones together like with screws, and he would sell them to universities. So they have no idea how many, because it's like there's untraceable.
So he had a
back then.
business of selling.
They have no idea. And in the book that I read 2 books about the guy. The guy, they said it could be as low as a dozen, and it could be like in the hundreds. They have no idea.
Wow.
They have no idea. So he had like
and he didn't keep any records.
No, he didn't keep records like that. But they finally caught him, like those Whacking Hut people, were like the detectives, and they chased them around the country. So I mean, I can't believe they haven't made a movie about it. They made a book like maybe like 2000 or 95 or something like that, and that was like a more Hollywood version of the book. And I thought they were gonna make a movie out of that, and they should, dude. It's crazy because the guy, what he did when he got found out in that Chicago thing, what he did when he first went there, he didn't really have enough money to build that place. So what he did was he would tell people, "Oh, bring like this amount of steel or this materials," and the people would bring it, and then he would just like he wouldn't pay people, and they would chase him around. He would change names, and he was like a fucking lunatic, like a little mastermind. And then people were always looking for him, and then he would be like, "No, I don't know who that guy is." He would change his appearance, and then what he did was he did
When
a
you
bunch
find
of,
him, let me know because he owes me money.
He did that on purpose, not just to not pay. He would do. He had like secret, like doors and secret alleyways and all the like those things into the vat. All that shit was like he had like one contractor do like this little section, and then another contractor. So no one knew the real blueprints of that place. That place was a fucking crazy like chamber of death.
Is that still there? The building?
No, it's like 1890, something like that. I don't know. Well, anyway, I seriously doubt it's still there.
All right.
So he when he got found out, he started going around to different towns on train, and then they were always like a step behind him, and occasionally they would be in the same town, and he would use different names. So they would ask around, and he would hear about it, and then he would just move on to a different town, change his name, whatever. That was interesting. All right, so bored you to death with H.H. Holmes, but it was pretty good. All right, so what are we doing here? We're talking about SHOT Show, or not even? Wipe our ass with that?
Well, no. So SHOT Show is at.
You like did one yawn. I think at 3 yawns we call it, because you get tired quick.
Sorry.
I'm always like, I want to get out of there at 9, but then I start talking and I never shut the fuck up.
So SHOT Show was cool. I think the 2 things that came out of SHOT Show, which is a yearly conference convention expo for
it's when
the gun
most
industry.
Gun companies, gun-related companies release their newest thing.
Right.
It's the biggest one of those.
Right, and there were 2 things.
Events.
There were 2 guns that came out that were cool. I don't remember their names. One was a Matrix something.
Maxim, which has an internal
silencer. Yeah, by Silerco or something like that.
Silerco makes the silencer, but the gun is made by the other people.
Okay.
Jennings, I think, or something like that. But Maxim is the company that put them both together.
Okay. And so that's like a 9mm.
The general take
that has
on that,
a silencer built in.
It seems to me like a great idea, and I'm more excited about that one than the Hudson. Everybody's freaking out about the Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
The Hudson, all it has is that it's 1911 style, and it has.
What exactly is a 1911 style?
You've seen a 1911?
I saw. Yeah,
that's a 1911 style.
So
the grip is at
look.
The grip is at I think a 19-degree angle, I think, or 9-degree. I forgot, but that's like the most comfortable angle, and so the Smith & Wessons are at that level, but the Glock is a little different, which is still fine. Most of the time, you go off of that angle, and it's a different grip.
Uh-huh.
So most people, maybe because of the popularity, because it was around for like 100 years, are very comfortable with the 1911. Okay. It just fits the hand. The way that your hand cants forward like this, like that is perfect with the 1911. The Glock seems to point the gun up a little bit higher, like in a natural when you grab the gun.
Like if I were going to pretend to shoot something, the 1911 would be like the
exactly
perfect...
like that. Exactly. Okay. Where the Glock kind of goes up, so you have to fight it down a little bit. Which is not the end of the world, because most people tend to push the gun down a little bit,
Uh-huh.
so it actually works out better. So maybe Gaston Glock is a genius, which he is anyway. But so they did most competitive shooters use a 1911 because the trigger. You see how the trigger is? The triggers are like solid metal, and you pull it straight back. It's very smooth.
Got it.
And then the reset goes back super like crisp and short. It's not like those type of like little stick triggers. It's
Uh-huh.
different. So it's a lot smoother. So the competitive shooters really like the 1911.
So this is an all metal 1911 style striker fired 9mm
I think
pistol.
it's polymer. I think the bottom.
No, I
half
think
is
it's steel. I
polymer.
think it's all steel.
Really.
Yeah,
Anyway, so this is the Hudson we're talking about.
correct.
The Hudson everybody loves, and I don't think it's that great. So it's 1911 style, but it's striker fired. So you don't have the hammer to worry about, which is a whole nightmare.
Uh-huh.
And then it has the
It has the recoil spring
lower
underneath at the bottom.
lower than a normal
Yeah,
gun.
instead of on the front,
and that
it's on the, down here.
So supposedly it has zero recoil or
Well-
very little recoil.
Well, I think the reason for
Because
the low
of that.
recoil is that they move the barrel a little bit lower so that it's not. So if the barrel
Yeah.
is higher, then your hand is going
Yeah.
to rotate back.
Right.
Like the torque is going to move it up.
Yeah, which is true.
Instead of if it's closer to your hand,
Right.
then it's going to move straight back as
Right.
opposed to
Right.
using
But see, I don't see why that's so revolutionary because there's already guns like that. And I don't know. I don't see the point of that. And the other one, it might need to be more perfected,
Uh-huh.
the Maxim, but that seems more like at least what's coming in the future, or if they perfected that, I'd rather have that where you just have a gun and it's silent. So for your house,
Right.
if you shoot a gun
Yeah.
like
Indoors
my
in your
gun,
hallway
you're
or
gonna
whatever.
fucking eat it for years with ear damage.
Right.
That is super loud.
And that's something you don't think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's
don't
life
think
and death. If you're ever gonna whip out the gun, it's life and death. It's not
Right.
the top of the things you're worried about,
Right.
but it is a thing, you know. And to have the silencer is just one more little thing.
I was wondering this the other day. For soldiers and or police and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they're not wearing any hearing protection, right?
So that's an issue with them too.
No
but that's
shit.
also like what I just said, way below dying and getting seriously injured, and
Right.
as a hearing is way low. You know, accidents, all this other shit. That's like 20th on the list of shit to worry about. But it is a thing that, you know, it's another damaging stress on the body, whatever.
Yeah.
So those are the two big things, right?
Mhm.
So I disagree with everybody. I think the Hudson is not that big of a deal. I wouldn't go spend money on it. It's like $1,500.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I don't see the point of that versus a Maxim because there's a lot of guns with no recoil. Most metal 9mm don't have any recoil. Like how much recoil does your 19 have? Almost zero, right?
Well, I shot a SIG P229 or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that the other day. It was super nice.
Yeah.
Super
They have a
smooth.
nice trigger, so it's less jerking on it, so it makes it even smoother. Their borax is too high. I don't like it, but that leads us into they won the Army contract, so that's like the next big gun story for not SHOT Show, but for like right now. So I mean, you know, I don't see the big allure of that. I wouldn't buy that.
I don't know.
If I had cash,
Yeah, if I had money,
I'd
I'd
buy
one.
everything.
Right.
I'd have one of everything, or maybe
Right.
10 of everything. You know, but
I
there's
love seeing pictures on the internet of people like, oh, I bought some new guns, and it's like a fucking cache of weapons. I'm like, what the fuck do
yeah.
you do for a living?
well, you know, if that's your only thing.
right.
Like I have a bunch of guns and I don't have any money, but every gun I have has a purpose, even though it's very, very, very insane. You know, or never gonna happen. Like I bought that Mosin, like it's to have a sniper rifle that was cheap.
$1,000, $1,150.
Yeah, I don't see the point of that.
But
I
how much is a SIG?
It
About
depends
$1,000,
on which
right?
one. Yeah, some of them are. I
Good thing.
wouldn't get that gun.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend getting that gun. You know, the first.
That
In the
too,
line,
yeah, that too. I wouldn't. I don't understand the big hubbub about it. The guy was in the military. Sometimes it's a lot of marketing, and people fall for it. They just talk
That's why
about
you wait.
it.
That's why you wait.
Yeah. There's no rush, and there's no necessity
Right.
for me to have that gun. So,
Right.
I mean, like you said, if in a year everybody's still raving about it, or 2 years, and you're really into it, that's something else. But I don't see. But I'm more excited about the Maxim, which everybody shit on. Oh, it's a piece of shit. It looks terrible. But the point is, it has the
Right. That's hopefully the future of silencing the gun so that you don't have to worry about
right.
hearing damage.
Yeah, and it just has the front of it's kind of fat, and so they made holsters for it already. Whatever. So SIG got the Army contract. So it was the 1911 up until 85, and in 85 they went to the Beretta M9.
So the 1911 is made by a particular company. Is it Colt?
The 1911 at first was made by Colt. I don't know all the details about that. Springfield made it. Springfield Armory made it for a while. I don't know who made it for the Army, but originally I think it was Colt, and it was John Moses Browning made the gun, and he made the Browning High Power, which is another like super good design that people still use today. So still an awesome gun, but it had a couple issues. But it was like really popular and really helped win a bunch of battles and save people's lives in World War II. So it was like a big thing. Supposedly a guy falling, which they give him actual credit for, so maybe it's true. He was parachuting and a German went by and he shot the guy with the 45 in the cockpit and killed the guy.
No shit.
Yeah. So
from
I don't know if that's true or I'm the idiot who believed the story, but I remember hearing it several times. Yeah, even if it's not true, it's a pretty cool thing they made up.
That's not as cool as what I've seen in Battlefield, where a guy is in a parachute and a jet's flying towards him, and he snipes the guy in the jet, and then gets in the jet.
Oh, we're talking about Battlefield here. Yeah. And then supposedly, like, people, they're going to get like one of those pill boxes, and they fucking got up there, got all shut up. And that guy's lying there, the like commander guy, and they kept coming out to get him because they could see he's still alive. And he with his 1911 killed like all of them. Like, they kept coming out like one by one. Boom,
down the long hallway.
Boom, he's lying there like half dead, shot the shit. He's boom. They keep coming out like, how's this guy killing us? Like his whole half of his body's gone or whatever. Yeah, he just smoked them all. So who knows if that shit's real or whatever. So yeah, so the SIG won. So that's gonna be the new Army gun. I don't know about the other armed forces, but
I think from what I'd read, the request that the Army had put out was pretty much like tailor made for. They were describing the SIG, is what they
wanted a modular gun. Other people had made that before, but SIG had just kind of like released that. Gus got one of those. I don't know if he still has it because he has a tendency to get the gun, use it for a little while, and rave about it, and then sell them.
Gus, really?
Yeah, he keeps doing that. So,
does he sell them for cheap?
He's had the Glock 19 3 times. Well, 2 times, and now he's gonna get one again. He's like, I should have never sold it. I told you that the first time. Even if you don't like it, keep it as a backup. Give it to your cousin.
Right, or just keep it and forget about it.
You're losing like $200 each time. You buy it brand new,
right,
and then you sell it to fucking Lose or whatever store or whatever person for. So. Whatever. So supposedly they undersold it for like cheaper, whatever the word for that is, for like $200 or something. And so that's why they got the contract because most
so
of
they priced it below their regular price by like 200.
No, it's like $200. Well, yeah, the gun's not expensive. The gun's probably like $500, but they priced it really cheap to get the contract.
Right.
So they like underbid, which you don't want to do, but it's a SIG.
They make it up in
better quality,
in volume.
In volume, yeah, it's like 280,000 of them that they sold, whatever. But the thing is not that. The thing is like that other people are crying, like Glock, which most police and militaries around the world use Glock, like 70% or something like that. And Glock is a really good duty pistol because it just is. You pull it out and you pull the trigger and it works.
Right.
There's no safety. There's no fucking around. But I think with Army people, they wanted to have a safety because people are retarded. They got a lot of dumb people. Yeah. So, whatever.
No offense.
That's hurtful. All right, so are we done with that?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the PT leaving or what else?
Yeah, well, so what happened with the people here?
So
we're currently sitting in a gym.
We're in a gym.
It is a gym with, a bunch of exercise equipment, free weights, and I guess if someone were to walk in the door and say, oh, hey, there's a gym here. I want to train. They'd be assigned a trainer.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work.
It's sort of treated like a barbershop-ish.
Yeah.
Where the trainers or the people that work here pay rent
right
to the owners.
Right.
And then the people that pay rent can bring in clients and train their clients here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then also in the same building, we've got a couple of physical therapist people who've got like massage tables and other people that do like it's not sports psychology, but it's like
That's what he calls it. I call
really?
it eyeball training. But he calls it sports psychology.
it's not sports psychology. It's
That's what he calls it.
well, it's not that. It's like
I have no idea.
you're training your body to react quicker to stuff.
Well, that's
and
just one part of it, but he's also working on other stuff. But whatever.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
they didn't really study that.
So all that happens under this roof.
Yeah,
And-
so when Gaio got the we had the gym before, and what we did was he was training people, and
We had the gym before here.
no, and you never went to the old gym.
No, in Pinecrest.
The old gym was in Pinecrest, where Daily Bread is, next
Right.
to it. It was a little skinny.
Right.
thing.
There's
We had
like
the
a
gym in there.
Pilates place now.
Okay, so when we were there, Gaio had some people, so Gaio would train the people, and the 80% of the place was mats. It was mat. When you open the front door, it's just mats to the back, and the back he had a couple of things of equipment. And he would just train the people.
Mhm.
Right. So, and then whatever. So we would have judo and jiu-jitsu in there, and we started with Gracie Baja there, and
No shit.
yeah, we had Montana come down, and we started the whole place. So that's where we started there, and then
The fuck is that?
Gaio is like one day we were doing okay. We were paying ourselves, paying the rent. We weren't really making a ton of money, or we didn't have a ton of clients and stuff like that. But we
But you
had
gotta start
maybe
somewhere.
outgrown the place. Maybe
Uh-huh.
you could have gone to a little bit bigger place or something like that. But he's like, hey, I want to move to a. So at the time, it was his gym, but then I went and I was managing the jiu-jitsu. So when Montana was there, we would pay him, and we would pay the rest of the money from jiu-jitsu would go to the place to pay the rent. So when Montana left, then I would give him all the money so that he could pay the rent, whatever. But when we moved here, when he wanted to move here, I said, that's not a great move, because we're not really, you don't do that.
This spot is huge.
This plot is like 4 times bigger than the old place, or
No,
maybe
more.
more. It's like
Way more.
6 times bigger. It
Yeah.
was like 1,000 square feet. The other place it was small, and he didn't listen. He does whatever he wants. It's just whatever. So I was like, all right, I'm out. And then so then
Because you were
Wonky-
partners with him.
yeah, to some
the other
extent.
place,
It was
okay.
kind of strange because Gaio does weird business practice things. So then Wonky said, "Oh, I'll take over like Andy's thing and I'll run the jiu-jitsu," and then either he would teach or he would get somebody else to teach.
Here at the school.
Right.
Yeah. I started out here.
Right. So, because I thought you can't just do that. I mean, that first month is coming, and it's
Right.
6 G's or 8 G's or whatever it is
Right.
for this place. And we were over there was like 2 G's. So when we're walking in here with 800 clients, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's businesses that do that to alleviate their overflowing with people, and they need the bigger place.
Right.
We didn't really need that. We could have stayed at that place or gotten a little bit bigger place. So since he does rash shit like that, I was just like, all right, you're on your own, it's wonky or whatever. So when they started here, they were gonna go out of business like instantly. So they never advertised it. A bunch of shit wasn't run very smooth, and I could be wrong about most of this. Wonky would know better because he was more involved. But then Gaio started to sublease to other trainers and to these guys, the
Right.
physical therapists and other people.
Right. So
Throughout
they've
the
got
years,
like
nutritionists and
you
whatever.
build other little offices. They take up a little bit of the
Or
the
they're
floor
on their
space
own,
and they have their own
or
spot.
they just come in and train on their own or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So because of that, he was able to like survive and stay here for all these years because it was the original business plan was going to not make it.
This has been here for a
because-
while. It's been like 10 years already.
Yeah, it's been maybe more. I don't know. I don't remember the years, but yeah. So now I think the basic idea, I could be wrong on all this too, because no one tells me. What I hear is like 1%, So basically, Gaio had done a deal with this guy who he knew, the physical therapist guy. And the deal was that, he would charge him a little bit of rent, not a lot. And the guy was somewhere else and he needed a place to go. And the guy said, hey, come here and then just give me the clients and then that'll be like whatever. So the
What
guy,
clients would he give him?
his physical therapy clients, he would just like pass them along to Gaio and Gaio's trainers. And that was supposed to be like the plan. And, if you go to get a place anywhere, it's going to be thousands of dollars, especially in this
To get your own place.
area. Yeah, for
Yeah.
physical therapy. So he basically got almost no rent, almost zero. And then he didn't like fulfill his end of the bargain. He wouldn't give them the clients. I could be wrong about all this, but this is how I understand
Or maybe
it.
those people weren't looking for training. They already had a gym somewhere else where they were training.
But I think he was trying to kind of hoard it all for himself or whatever. So, whatever. So it went on, and Gallo raised the rent a little bit. He wasn't passing them on, and there's been a little bit of bad feeling here and there. So then I don't know how or why, but Ed, the guy that's here now, you know who he is?
Tall black dude.
Yeah, him. He was like back there, and he went out of business for some reason. I don't know what happened. And then Gallo just invited him in, and didn't just invite him to come train here, but like made him partner. I don't know why or how.
So did he like?
I have
Usually when
no
you make
idea.
partner, you like buy in for stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think so. I have no idea. So Gallo does stuff like that, and I have no idea. I don't know the deal with him. He never discussed with
I've
me.
heard Gallo doing some weird stuff.
And those
like
are both
just,
weird decisions.
just
Whatever.
throwing away equipment.
So I think Ed is a little bit better of a businessman, and yeah, that's pissed me off. But the throwing away equipment. But Ed has confronted the physical therapy situation, and then now the physical therapy guy is just gonna leave. But for like a decade, the guy made a fortune.
Well, I don't know
A
if
lot
it's
of
been a
money.
decade, but he's been here for a while. It's like
whatever it's been.
7 years, 8 years.
He
It's
basically didn't. I don't know how long it's been.
been a while.
I don't know. Yeah, but he's basically didn't pay rent, or it was very, very little. So he got away with that.
But
Whatever.
also, that's Gallo's fault.
oh
because-
yeah, no, for
because
sure, 100%.
He's gonna do whatever the guy that's here that's leaving. He's gonna do whatever he can.
100%. So
if
the
Gallo's
guy's
not
leaving
collecting-
now, and they're gonna change up the place. I don't know what they're gonna do or how. Is that Marquitos still?
I don't know.
Anyway, why is my back always? Yeah, or I'm ready to go. So
Just in case.
yeah, so the guy's leaving now, and then we'll see what happens because I think we'll see what happens. I don't know.
So the guy's like leaving now, as in
He got
This
a
came
place
to a
like right
head.
next door.
no shit.
Yeah, and then he's gonna move.
What a fucking asshole.
Well, no,
What an
there's nothing
asshole.
wrong with that. Yeah. Well, another thing is like the CrossFit guys are always in here doing, and all his clients and all his. He had hired his own trainers. There's a lot of like craziness
Huh.
that went around. So the CrossFit guys, they'll do therapy here sometimes, park in our spot, come in and say hi, use the gym, use the bathroom, wipe their ass with the place. And then they go work out over there. They come in here all fucked up. They fucking destroy the bathroom. Not that, whatever. So that's
Which
part
would
of
be
the
fine if they were
contention.
paying rent.
Yeah, but
if this
they're
guy was
paying
paying
rent
rent.
now, but it's not that much. I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know every little detail at every stage. But this is the general idea,
Mhm.
which I could be wrong about some of that or most of that. But that's a general idea, the way I understand it. So now they've had this back and forth. They never really, you can't really control that because all these fucking idiots come in.
Right.
The young interns that they have, they go train there and then they come here.
Like
And it's
that
a big
asshole over
mess.
there?
Well, Marquillo's different. Marquillo's is one of us. But anyway, that's the point. And the guy's leaving. So since you asked, I'm telling you the story. As far as I know it, like I said, I could be completely wrong about everything. All right, what else? I have here on my list, make fun of Wonky, which we're severely limited on because our soundboard is making a weird noise.
I don't know why it's doing it.
And but then all we got left is Trump, and Trump is getting elected, inauguration, which we could talk about.
It seems like a weird bizarro world where now it's like President Trump.
Yeah.
And then did you hear like the first few press conferences?
No, I don't watch the news.
Oh my god.
What do you do? I love him though.
So
I
guess-
hated him when he first started running, and then little by little he would say shit, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome, but I still hate this guy.
Well,
Well, right before he got elected, that black guy,
Obama?
no, not Obama, but that's good. Some other fucking idiot, bigger idiot than Obama. He refused to go to the inauguration.
Oh, I refused to go as well. I wasn't invited.
So
but-
anyway, the guy's like a congressman, and he's whatever. So he said like he's not a legitimate president or whatever. And he's
Trump?
one of those lefties that like party line idiots. No, the black guy. I don't know his name.
Okay.
He's bald. He's old.
Oh.
Anyway, the guy's like saying all this shit, and then Trump tweets hey, instead of fucking whining, complaining, and not going to my inauguration, why don't you look at your district, which is a piece of shit for the last 50 years you've been in Congress? That's a pretty good burn.
I heard somebody say that, but then I heard that also he's got like the best district
I doubt it.
in Georgia.
Yeah? You want to go
Yeah,
look that up?
That's what I heard.
You want to look that up?
I haven't looked
What
it
do
up.
you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I'm going to say, I want to look that one up.
so you think that
Yes.
Trump knows this information and was able to send it out in a tweet and go, haha.
No. I think that our initial thing, which is fuck you, guy, you little fat midget. Nobody says that, but Trump does, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, one of the
And
things,
it's very refreshing to hear a politician or any famous person just not be PC, especially in this world of it's ridiculous now. It's super over the top, ridiculous, and
it's going to get weird.
I
It's
don't
gonna
think
get-
so. I think
no,
it's gonna be
get weird.
awesome.
No, I think it's going to get weird.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
So I heard one of the first press conferences, and the big thing about the press conference was that, I guess the Trump camp kept talking about the inauguration and how they had the bigger crowds from
Who's saying it?
Trump.
I don't know about that.
Oh, we had this many people. It was the crowds were down to here, and it was a shitload of people.
That's part of the thing that I hate. Is that what are we talking about?
Exactly. Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares?
But you know who does that right there?
I don't know.
The media does.
Okay, well,
Because the media doesn't report real news. They're reporting make-believe shit, Hollywood
they're doing
shit,
stuff for ratings.
celebrity
They want
shit.
people. They want
Nah,
people to watch.
I think it's different than
So,
that.
but
I
this
think
is
they're
the thing that-
distracting us on purpose.
This was the thing that was bothering me. So that the Trump camp is saying we had these huge crowds. It was record crowds, and
Right.
you've never seen an inauguration like this, and blah blah blah.
Right.
And then the some people from the news are like, actually, no, it was smaller than this, and they were
Right.
pictures, like comparison photos between
I
the
saw that.
previous inauguration and this one.
Right.
And yeah, you can see it's visibly smaller.
Right.
This last inauguration.
Right.
And then the person from the White House is like, no, it was bigger, it was better, it was awesome, this and that.
Right.
But if it's clearly not, why are they pushing that?
Okay. So
And then they bring it up to some other lady who's
Hmm.
not the press secretary, but some White House counsel person.
right.
And she says, I think the phrase was, no, these are alternative facts showing that
But
this
see,
is a different way to look at
This
it.
is, I think, what the mainstream media is talking about. All the things that you're talking about,
Uh-huh.
because what I'm seeing
Uh-huh.
is right wing people on the internet,
Mhm.
not necessarily Fox, not on TV because I don't watch TV. It's
Uh-huh.
just people like Instagram and stuff like that, and they're making fun of the lefties and their fixation on that.
Mhm.
So whenever it was last week that they came out with that actress lady, all they did was talk about that actress lady.
What actress lady?
That she said something about Trump.
Oh, right. About the
Or whatever
Meryl
she
Streep,
said.
about
Yeah.
MMA and blah, blah, blah.
Why would you talk about an actress talking about anything? There's people dying every day in serious situations around the world, and we're talking about an actress. And like today, they announced the Oscars fucking picks, and that shit was on the news for like an hour
Because
straight.
that's what people are into.
Whoever's into that is a retarded
Yeah, I'm not into that.
monkey.
I haven't seen
Because that has nothing to do with anything unless
I haven't
you're in
seen one
that
of those
field.
things. I haven't seen Oscars
Unless you're in that field,
in
you're an idiot
20 years.
for paying attention to that at all. But to put that on the news, that's not the news. What the news should have had for that is that Oscar releases the thing today.
Right. And
Look
that's
at it. Look at it here on our fucking thing.
Right.
On our website.
Right.
Period.
And then
One
talk about
second.
Right.
Because that has nothing to do with life and death.
Right.
Serious topics. It's a waste of time, and they do that all the time. They do that type of shit with the picture and thing. So the picture thing, was that at the exact time as he was being
Sounds like a good
inaugurated?
question.
But was that hours before in the morning?
Right.
Did they factor in that all these monkeys did protest and attacked people and blocked and threatened for weeks to do this so that less people would come here in fear of being attacked or
So, good
whatever.
question.
Dang. So who gives a fuck?
Actually, the best question
Who
would
gives
be
a
the
fuck
time of
whether-
day. That's
Yeah,
super
but
good.
who gives a fuck even if it was or even if it wasn't? That has nothing to do with anything. That's not a thing. That's who's more popular, who feels better about themselves.
unless
It's
the White
distracting
House
from
is,
real
right,
things.
right. But unless the White House is like, yeah, it was the biggest thing ever. It was awesome. You should have been there. It was
How much
fucking
in the
awesome.
mainstream media did they talk about like what Trump has done already with this little? He signed to get out of the TPP and all that other
Right.
shit. That should be what they're talking about.
Right.
That's it. That real stuff that affects people, not fucking who is it there. Who gives a fuck about that? A little bit here and there, fine, but all the time, it's like there's the right wing things. There's 2 or 3 of them, and what they do is they'll go and they'll look at all the main news stuff that's out there, like CNN and Fox and MSNBC and ABC and CBS, and they'll see the amount of time that they spend on Michelle's dress versus like criticizing Trump or that type of shit. Like there was one that they showed, they'll do that type of thing, and it's like 80% is negative on the Republicans and 80%, 90% is positive on the Democrats. So it's like beyond bias. So to claim that there's no bias is ridiculous. And they have the evidence, they'll show it, and you could just know. If you have half a brain, you know it, whether you're left or right. And then facts is the other way around. It's just you obviously have to know that. I mean,
Right.
it's just obvious. So another one that they had the other day, which was awesome, was to one of the events, not the inauguration, Hillary wore a white dress.
I have
And
no
to
idea.
one of the events, not the inauguration, Melania wore a white outfit or dress, right?
Did they do a who or better?
No, better than that. Well, it was 2 different. One was CNN criticizing Melania, and one was some other fucking lefty thing, which I don't remember, like Huffington Post or something like that. So the CNN one says, what kind of message does Melania wearing all white mean? Like some ridiculous leading, yeah, like if it's like an AKKK thing or something, which is fucking ridiculous. But then that's one thing, which, I mean, it's horrible and stupid, but whatever. Then the other people, they did the same thing with Hillary wearing white, and they said, oh, Hillary's wearing white in solidarity with women around the world. It's just fucking, where are you? It's extreme stretching.
It's like
yeah.
the ladies in white.
It's so stupid, dude. But yeah, that's the type of shit that they do, and it's ridiculous. So this thing, whenever they do something like that, they're distracting from other stuff. So they're distracting from maybe a lot of people like the TPP thing. Maybe, you know what I mean? Why don't they talk about that? Because it's not conducive to their little narrative. So
I
that's
just
what
hope
they
things
do.
get better.
Yeah, like everybody that's bitching about Trump, when they ask me, I'm like, I'm just hopeful, the thing works out. It could work out. It could go
Hopefully.
horribly wrong. Yeah, you never know.
If
Seems good so
I didn't
far.
vote for him.
Right.
I didn't vote for him this time.
I didn't vote at all.
I voted for weirdo Gary Johnson, who wasn't going to win.
It's so ridiculous. That guy's an idiot. I like libertarians, but that guy's a fucking
That guy's
idiot.
retarded.
Yeah.
I still voted for him.
Yeah.
It was my protest vote.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand.
But if Trump does a great
Libertarians
job,
are more right than anybody else.
if Trump does a great job,
Yeah.
I'm voting for him.
Republicans
the
are
second time.
supposed to be like libertarians are, but then they get caught up and they get caught
And
up in
the
the
gay
system. And they
stuff
no, they want to stay. Not that they want to stay in power, so they'll fold, and they're basically like socialist light. A lot of them, not all of them. Very few, like Rand Paul, are like stuck on their principles, whether you like them or not. So that guy, you gotta hand it to him, especially if you believe what he believes. They hold the line and they're on people. So they do what they say they're gonna do, and that's not everybody. So there's only like 5 of them,
Mhm.
and most of them are libertarians or Republicans, or libertarians going under Republican because they're not gonna be Republican. Republicans will fold they just want to keep the job once they're in.
Right.
But the Democrats are sprinting towards socialism and communism, which is worse for people and individual freedom. So whatever. All right, what else? Are we done
Oh
here?
my God.
What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Oof. Are we done? You look
Uh,
like you got one topic left.
Yeah. So, this group
Yes.
that we hang out with and do the podcast with
Yes.
is totally foreign for me. Like a lot of the stuff that you guys do.
Yeah, you guys do. I don't do anything. I go to sleep at 10 o'clock. I want to go home to go to sleep.
Prostitutes.
That's not bad. What's wrong
It's
with
just
that?
different. It's foreign for me.
All right.
Another
It was
thing that's
to me
foreign
too.
for me
Yes.
is people that do like I don't know if it would be wife swapping or polyamorous stuff
Swinging.
or swinging or just
Yeah.
people that are more sexually free
Right.
than me.
Right.
I found out recently that a friend of mine who I
Yeah.
know and my family knows
Yeah.
that his wife puts out pictures. She's got a blog and she puts out
Yeah.
pictures of herself
Right.
like nude pictures of herself.
Right.
And it's just totally foreign to me. Like I can't imagine. Like I know my friend does
Right.
it and he's fine with it, and she does it for him in quotes.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
Um,
So he gets off on her. Guys looking at her.
I guess.
Yeah, that's weird to me too.
Super weird.
Yeah, I just don't care. I don't care about her, and I don't care about other guys at all. I like super selfish.
But like I don't see how you would. I don't. It's just totally foreign to me.
Is she into getting tied up with ropes?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I do that with
How
this girl.
is your thing?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get to do it today because of other work, but we normally go.
And that's going well.
Yeah, yeah.
So they went for their honeymoon.
Uh-huh.
They went out and they hooked up with some other couple on their honeymoon.
Yeah, that I'm not into.
Weird.
I have zero anything for other guys. Like, no involvement. Like, I don't even want to talk to them. And, I mean, even with girls, I don't really, I mean, I gotta really like the girl. I'm not just gonna fuck some random bitch. Just to fuck some random bitch. And then do, like, the swinging thing. I don't get that. Like, I've never understood that.
Yeah, it's because it's
Yeah,
like
I don't get that.
it's
But
like,
I
yeah,
don't-
you get to
do whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, you get to go and have sex with other chicks, but then it's like you're sharing your chick with some other guys,
Yeah,
and you're in the room.
I don't
and-
get that either.
Yeah, it's. I mean, granted, I've never done it. It might be the coolest thing ever once you're
doubt.
doing it.
Uh,
But yeah, it's like I would love to talk to him and
Bring him on the
pick his
podcast.
brain. Yeah, he's in another country.
this dude, Gabriel, you know Gabriel? He's
Gabriel,
a train with us? No.
Gabriel, little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's like my size.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for calling him little.
Sorry.
So he when he was like a white belt, he was training with us. He was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna come with me to this club?" And then we're like, "What club?" And he's like, "The name of the swinger club that was down here. I don't know if it's still down here."
Here in Miami.
Yeah, it was like it was on right off the highway, right off the Palmetto, on the way to like Holmes, Hialeah.
Oh, I
It was
don't
like
know.
you could see it from the side of the road, so I knew what it was because of that. But if it was anywhere
Something
else,
Pleasure Dome or
some shit like
whatever.
that. So then like Wonky's like, "Yeah, that's fucking
Plato's-
gross. That's this place." And then he's like, "Yeah."
Plato's Closet.
And then
or
he's like,
something.
"Bro, that's gross. I'm not gonna go there. Fuck old ladies." And then he's like, "Yeah, they're mainly senoras, but sometimes there's a hot one." And then I'm like, "Hold on a second." So it's like a building and
Uh-huh.
has a bunch of rooms,
Mhm.
and then you go and fuck. And he's like all excited, like, "Yeah, it's really cool. You should come. And it's only like $100 a year or some stupid shit like that." And then I go, "Okay, so what's in the room? Like a whole like room or different rooms or?" He's like, "Oh, it's usually like a bed and a floor." I go, "Oh, so a giant cum sponge is on the floor and you're on that?" He's
Giant
like,
cum sponge.
"Oh, I never thought of it that way." But yeah, what else is it if it's not a giant cum sponge? It's a
Over-
mattress that has had a lot of strange men's cum.
Over by my
Oh.
my gym. Over
I like kind of being dirty, but I'm not that level dirty. That's dirty. That's gross.
no, you're pretty fucking dirty.
No, I'm not. That's disgusting. Like,
Okay.
that's I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't even go in that room.
Okay.
I'd see that room and be like,
wait. Do you see me rolling my eyes?
To you,
So-
maybe I'm dirty, but to me, that's gross, and
Okay.
I would never even get close
Okay.
to that level of gross.
So-
I would never even go to that
over,
place.
Over by Fight Sports by the Falls.
Remind me to tell you a story about him and a girl in Miami Beach.
Awesome. So
Gabriel.
there was
Yeah.
there was a building that I would see a warehouse. So the gym is in a warehouse district, and there's a bunch of other warehouses. Some are gyms, some are
Yeah.
like shipping places and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And one of them was like a nondescript building, except it had like thin line of like green neon light at the top. And I was always like, what is that? And it had at the front door, which the place was never open that I could see, it had these like golden lions that were just sitting there,
Okay.
like these little statues.
Right.
And I was always like, what is this place? And every once in a while, I would like peek in, like somebody would walk in the door, and like as I'm driving by, and I'd be like,
yeah.
it looks like there's like a club in there, but
Right.
it's never open. What is this place? Is this like
Right.
a strip club or something?
Right.
I find out later that it was like a swingers club,
Right. Right.
and I think they started having like I don't know, Wednesday night or Monday
Mhm.
night or whatever,
Mhm.
and they would have like a valet, and
Yeah.
people would go in,
Yeah.
and it was exactly that.
Yeah.
It was like
This is by
a
the falls
warehouse?
or out in
Yeah.
Kendall? Okay.
by the falls.
Uh-huh.
It was a big warehouse with, I guess, a bunch of different rooms,
Uh-huh.
and you would pay to be a member,
Uh-huh.
and then you could bring, I guess, your own alcohol or whatever. And people would just go there, have group sex or whatever. Oh my god!
This is like when-
call the police.
This is like
What
this is like
that?
Friday. My flash was dead.
Those bruises were insane.
Well, that's a paddle she got for me. It has lips, like laser etched into it.
Uh-huh.
Then when I hit her with it, it's like it cuts the
So how are those mouse traps?
Yeah.
Oh god.
it cuts the lip for like outline
Uh-huh.
into the skin.
Now that girl is married,
Yeah,
right? So how does she explain that?
she wears pants and leggings all the time.
That is so weird.
Yeah. I didn't know I liked all this stuff, but I like it.
No,
I
it's
like
different. So I mean, I imagine it's
Yeah, I
just
never
like
did it before, really.
a new thing. Like
When
me,
I was like 20, some girl, I hooked up with some girl on the beach, and we'd go back, and she's like going crazy. Did I tell you the story already?
I don't think so.
And she's fucking hitting me, and she's told me to hit
She's
her.
hitting you.
Yeah, and she's like biting me, and she's scratching the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, dude, I just need like 1 minute, and I'm gonna come, and I'm gonna get out of here. And she's going fucking crazy. She's telling me to hit her and punch me, and she's fucking biting me and like pulling my hair. And she's
This is a
going
girl
ballistic.
that you were in a relationship with?
No.
or you
I just met
her?
this girl, and I just went back to like her apartment on the beach, like a block away from the fucking right next to I think it was not 12, was it 1235? The one that was the Cameo.
Cameos.
Right
Yeah.
next to Cameo was a bar,
Right.
And I was waiting for somebody-
or whatever.
and for like a couple friends, and I was in that bar just sitting there, and this girl started talking to me, and I'm like, she's like, oh, I live right here. I'm like, let's go to your place. What are we doing here? And then she's like, okay, we just go over there, just like that. And then she goes from normal to fucking insane while we're fucking. I'm young, so I'm not into that. I'm like freaking
weird.
out. Yeah, I'm like you now. So I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? I just, oh my god, I'm just gonna come and go back to the club and
Right.
get this out of my head. So she told me to punch her, and then like she keeps like
So where
slapping
does she want
me.
you to punch her?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
I'm just fucking like a normal human, and she's
And she
going.
turns around like,
she's
"Punch
bouncing
me."
around and going crazy, and I'm like, what? I'm just trying to like, if you do this in a straight line for like 30 seconds, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? But she's all over
You
the
have to
place.
just
I'm just like,
corner her.
what's happening? Yeah. And but yeah, she's cute, is American, whatever, and black hair, and so. She's like, come on, hit me, you fucking pussy, whatever. So then like on a third one, and she's hitting me. So I punch her in the mouth, and she's like, oh, not like that. And I'm like, well, I don't know what's happening. I just, okay, bye. And I fucking get up, I leave mad. I'm like all fucked up. So again, I tell everybody, no one believes me. They're like, bullshit, you said you were going to be here an hour ago. And I'm like, I was here, I'm telling you. So then the next day, I'm like covered in bites. I'm like, the fuck, this fucking crazy maniac. So that was my big crazy story. So what were we talking about? Before that?
Talking about weirdness.
Oh, this girl. This
Yeah.
girl likes to be all marked up, and she likes to be bruised, so that it like lasts for like a week or so, because they go away pretty fast. So you see that bruising is from a heavy fucking paddle.
Yeah, you said a paddle
when
with,
I
with
got
laser
it,
etching.
When I got it, yeah, I did it like that, and it fucking left a big red mark on my leg, and it cut the thing out. I was like, oh, this shit fucking hurt.
Wow.
And I was like, think like that, like this. and
Wow.
do that.
So just
It
like
was
letting the weight of
super
it drop on.
Yeah, just to like see it, like most of it, so I
Wow.
could show it to her because she hadn't seen it that day. You know,
Now, is part of this like she wants to get caught?
no. I don't think so. I think it's like
Like
I
the
don't know.
more
I
the
don't know.
more
I
she's sort
she
of flaunting it in
says-
front of.
I don't
her
believe
husband.
her. No, I don't believe her. But she says that she's never done this before. It's possible, but she's
What are
really
the odds that you're the
into
first
it.
guy?
She's really into it.
Right.
So I was never like into it, but Mr. M, Mr. M,
Lawyer Mo, legal Mo.
he told me once like, oh, you gotta go check out this website, and it was like lesbians beating each other up, right? And so then I'm like, dude, it's awesome, I love it, right? So I watched that for like a couple years.
What was the name of that? That it was like an MMA thing where guys go to get beat up and choked out by
Oh, that's
girls in lingerie.
Remember I told you
I
that
don't
was a story
remember.
about that.
No.
There was a girl who was super hot. Started working. She was Chinese, like from Vancouver.
Mhm.
She started working in a gym in the beach, and you know, just going and I'm not doing it. I'm not like picking up girls or anything. I just go around, do what I do, and so I just start talking
Shooting
to her,
crows.
and she does jujitsu.
Uh-huh.
And I just started. So I'm like, no way, that's fucking awesome. So we're like, So I take her to a couple different places. Back then I was going to like Hialeah with Mike Cardozo. and,
Judokan or whatever.
And no, it was like next in Hialeah, but it wasn't Budokan. It was Mike Cardozo and an alien guy. And then I had just started up there in North Miami Beach. So I took her to both those places. And then we were like, when we started hooking up or whatever. So she tells me, like, she's okay. She knows a couple things, but she doesn't know really how to keep her hips low and
Right.
so basic
Which
shit.
is something you learn.
Yeah,
with
but I
time.
mean, I just started. And she said she had like 2 years, and she was bad. And so, like, not bad as obviously a girl's gonna be weaker or whatever, but she didn't know like basic ideas. So then I'm like talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, in Vancouver, I was doing. She was here. She was a bartender, and she got a job at that gym. So in Vancouver, she was doing the wrestling. She was the girl that would wrestle. So she started doing it to be able to like beat the guys up or control the guys a little bit better. And then she kind of liked it or whatever. So that's my big story. That's it. I don't want
That
to
she
like,
would
oh, it's
wrestle?
gonna be weird. No, that she was like one of those people that the guys come in.
Oh wow! So
and
guys
then
that
the
aren't
guy-
that
but
don't train.
Yeah, and I asked
and
her,
they
what
wanna
do they
get beat
do?
up.
They fuck you? And she's like, no. They're not even allowed to jerk off. And I'm like, they're paying like $100 or 200, whatever it is, to just have you wrestle them around. And she's like, yeah, there's like a fetish. And I go, I don't know about that. I go, I don't care if you're even a whore. I don't care. And she's like, oh no, she got all mad. And then I'm like, the guy has to at least jerk off. There's no way that the guy just gives you money for you to beat him up. And she's like, yeah, that's what they do. And then maybe they jerk off later in the bathroom or
I've
something.
mentioned
But
this fantasy before.
yeah.
I would love.
Hold on, I'm leaving. I feel uncomfortable. Let me get my gun out.
I would love
Uh-huh.
to fight a girl who's smaller than me, who can kick.
I think
my
you have that
ass.
fetish.
Who can?
I think you
kick
have
my
that fetish.
ass.
I think you have that
No, because
fetish.
I think it would
Yeah.
be like pure technique. I mean, there are guys
Oh, no,
in the
no,
gym.
but you're talking about technique now. You're not going to have a boner and want to
No,
fuck
no,
her.
no.
Right.
No, but I would love because
Right.
I've got little guys at the gym who like I feel like I can do okay with, but they're super tricky and they
Yeah.
always catch me.
Right.
Always catch me. And I
Right.
think taking that to another level would be a girl who's
Right.
obviously
But there's
physically
girls
weaker.
like that. There's
Yeah.
little girls
I
that
haven't met them, but I would love
technically
to.
Super good. Yeah. I mean, they exist.
Yeah, but they're not in front of me, so I can't.
This girl's like that. What's her face? The girl beat Ronda Rousey, Amanda. Nunes.
Amanda?
She was
Yeah.
like that. She's smooth and she moves good.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's 135.
Yeah, she's not tiny. I think she's like 5'8", 5'9". She's taller than me. Not that that's anything.
Okay.
But she's skinny, you know, whatever. But she moves good. And her girlfriend, Nina, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Nina. I'm sorry.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's good too. Like both of them are really good. At jiu-jitsu and both of them, everything, wrestling, stand up. So, like those are two that could catch you. You know, if you really put the strength, it's
Set it up.
harder.
Set it up.
But she'll come fight you. Like she's pretty tough. But anyway, I wouldn't say that if I was you. But
Not in the face. Not in the face.
I think you might have that fetish. That's weird.
Maybe.
Maybe that's weird. It's not that weird, but whatever. I don't know.
You
What
look
are-
a lot like that picture that Wonky put out.
Which one?
It's a guy.
The troll?
little guy doing weights.
Which guy?
When-
I look like that guy. I don't look anything like that guy. He's like a little Indian guy.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Give me a break. I look more like that troll. I look more like that troll in the bucket.
It's just like-
Come on, bro. That's so ridiculous. That looks more like you. That's how dare you? That's hurtful speech. No,
Diego,
the
I was
one-
looking at him. It's the same fucking look.
no guy. The one with the that's awesome. Put it. Take. You're awesome. How dare you? Uncontrollable laughter.
All right, go ahead.
That's hurtful speech. I don't even know what I'm talking about. How dare you?
Me, wrestling girl.
You wrestle girls guy. I'm gonna Photoshop you into a picture of that. How dare you?
Okay, sorry, but it does look just like you.
No, it doesn't. Is
Okay.
that what my face looks like? I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna put it next to that thing.
I bet you if we swapped out your face for this guy's face,
No, I'm gonna put it next
You
to, and
could
you
not
guys can look
tell.
at it.
you could not tell.
Oh, come on, bro.
I swear to God,
That's hurtful speech.
I'm gonna Photoshop your face into here.
Wait, how does that guy have the face? Is he smiling? How dare you? Does he have earphones on? The hell are you doing? 60 pictures?
Yes, I'll find the perfect one. All right, it's been like 2 hours. I think we can.
Are we
can
done?
cut this off.
So here, look. When she goes to sleep,
All right,
before she goes to sleep, she sends me the pictures. This is from like last week. You can still kind of see the faint outlines of the. It's like cutting the.
so it'll last like a week.
Yeah, it depends, exactly. It seems like the butt doesn't cut and stay, and the legs do. I don't know why.
Maybe just sitting down.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Because it bends more, maybe.
There's more.
More-
The sitting down and getting up, like the pressure and release of pressure, like
Yeah,
keeps the blood
maybe
flow
there's like
moving.
more fat or more
more blood flow, maybe.
something, yeah.
Weird.
Because I've done like the cane and
The
all that shit
cane.
hard. Hard, bro. All that shit.
So
I went to Walmart because, dude, my arm hurts. Like she had a bunch of those like leather floggers and shit like that,
Mhm.
and that's like nothing. Like you hit her and it's like a red stripes and shit.
Mhm.
But then I go like in an hour, 2 hours, it's gone.
Right.
And whatever. It's so I went to Walmart and I got a plastic jump rope. It's like
Ooh.
a solid black plastic.
Yeah.
Watch this. So then I cut it into like strips like this.
Uh-huh.
And then when you hit with that, the edge cuts you. And it hurts like fuck. One hurts. So I put like 8. I cut the thing in like half.
It's like a cat o' nine tails.
Yeah,
sort
but
of
it's
thing.
that plastic. It's fucking a nightmare. And then she's like, "Oh, it doesn't hurt that much." So, but it's cutting, right? So then I cut points,
Oh
and
my God.
that was severe. Like that was a little too much. But yeah, she likes that. So then she got me a thing that's heavy, so that when you hit, it's like a fucking meat tenderizer. Like you go like this, it hurts. It's like you just punch yourself hard. And then I'm like, "Do you like this?" She's like, "Yeah, I love that." Whatever. I don't understand, but okay. Whatever. I don't give
So,
a fuck.
This will be state's evidence.
No,
If anything
guy,
happens,
nothing's gonna happen.
this will be used in your defense.
I mean, she likes it. Did I mention she likes it? She signed a waiver.
That's so weird.
Yeah, did I tell you about that part? The
That
waiver
she
signing?
signed a waiver?
I tell you about that?
No.
Or no? Mr. M
Mhm.
told me you're crazy.
Lawyer Mo, legal Mo.
Come on, bro. So he
If
said
there's any
he said
hiding that person's name.
did you ever see the video of me slapping that girl?
No.
Remember that or no?
No.
There was some girl that for some reason she wanted me to slap her, and so it's a whole long story. So then I ended
I
up
think I
slapping her.
remember telling that
Yeah,
story.
and then he's like, "Oh, no, just get her on video and get her on paper signing. It's okay,
Right.
and then just don't break her neck." And I'm like, "All right." So I did that. So then I thought that's what I'll do here. So I did the little thing, and then I sent it to him. I go, "Is this fine?" It's like her, like if anything happens, no big deal. And he's like, guy, they'll laugh in your face. You bring if you kill her, because she likes to be choked, like out, unconscious. So
Which is not that bad.
I think it's pretty crazy, but it is pretty fucking hot. Like she likes it, so it's pretty hot.
And what's her? Have you asked her like what her thing is with that?
She just likes it. I don't know.
I mean,
She likes her hair pulled. She likes that, basically rough, which is fine. Like I told you that story when I was 20, I was not into that at all. But no, kind of into it. I like it. So
you find. Oh my goodness, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
This is my calling.
I remember telling Lane Brain, you know Lane Brain, Mike.
No.
Wonky's like sort of grew up in the same neighborhood, cousin, whatever. So the guy, I was telling him that story about the girl, like punch me. He starts crying, tears. He's like, bro, that's my dream. I just wanna
That's his dream.
beat some girl to fucking hell. And I'm like, guys, this is a little girl that weighed like 100 pounds. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna punch her right in the face.
Wow, that's
And he's like,
that guy's got problems.
He's a huge guy. Maybe he was joking, but I mean, the tears, he was like really all excited. Like, tell me every detail.
Wow.
He's a jammer. So, what was the point? What were we talking about?
Your friend and the bruises.
Yes, whatever. So anyway, so
Is that
she
a new thing
signed
for
the
her?
thing.
Is that a new thing for her? Or she was always into it.
No, she says that that's the first time. I don't know if that's true. Every girl says that, right? I don't know.
They all say that.
They
Oh
all
my
say
God,
that.
you're so big.
That too. I love that one. That was my favorite. Oh my God, it's so big. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and you're the prettiest girl in the world. You're so hot. Oh, you're so tight also. It's like, you just have to say those things. There's just like every cliche. Oh yeah, it's huge.
My line, your line, my
Yeah,
line. your
and then
line.
we're banging. Yeah.
All right.
This was a lot of fun. Are we done?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. All right, good night.
Good night, podcast. We didn't make enough fun of Wonky. Are we still recording?
No, we did. Okay, we're still recording.
Are we gonna attack him or are we gonna allow him to?
Yeah,
He's a
that's good
crybaby guy.
one. I love it though.
What a crybaby! And then the other thing is, like, we had said Tuesdays, and then now he wiped his ass.
Yeah. Well, that thing,
Yeah,
was like. I mean, I even brought it up in the
yeah, I saw it.
text. Like,
Yeah.
what day works for everybody, and everybody.
Yeah, we went through all
we-
that. We went through all that.
narrowed
We
it down to
fucked up
Tuesday.
last week because you left because you had a 7-minute window of friendship. So it's pretty long, actually, to think about it.
I mean, I literally got to the spot.
Right.
I told you guys that I was parking. I went
Right.
into the building looking for you guys, or
Yeah. No.
trying to
This
hear
is
something.
how I remember it from the text. Hey, I'm here. Where's the suite?
Right.
And then I wrote park.
And I parked. I was
And
already
then
parked.
you said, "Where's the suite again?" or something like that.
Correct.
And
so
then I
was,
said,
but at that
I
point,
said,
I
"We'll
was
be
already,
there."
I was already in the building,
Right.
like waiting in the lobby, and I was like, "Let me walk around." I
Right.
went to the second floor. I went to the third floor. I walked
Right.
around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where his office is.
Right.
Right there.
Which office is it? I still haven't
right,
found
right,
out.
Right. It's all of them supposedly. It's like Italian
It's like a school, a language school.
kind of.
Okay.
It's like an Italian.
Which floor were you guys on? The second or the third?
We went to all of them. We weren't just looking around. I was looking for stuff to steal. Candy. Not like real things, like candy.
Right.
Because I'm fat. Because I love fat stuff.
Okay. So I imagine next time it's somewhere there.
The roof was not as cool as I thought. When he said, "Oh, we're going to the roof," it's super cool. I thought it was gonna be like a garden up there. It wasn't. Nothing.
It's just gravel.
It's just no. It's like painted. It's like an AC unit in the middle, and that's it. There's not even like a cool wall to sit on. It's nothing.
Yeah, but
It's like a flat roof.
so yeah. As soon as I didn't get answers to, hey, where am I meeting you guys?
Right.
Haha, I'm being kidnapped. Ha 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 ha.
Right.
Hey, just wait.
Yeah. When I first
I'm not gonna wait around
saw it,
and hope that you guys come by.
but you knew we were there. And
I didn't know where you guys were. I didn't know where you were. You knew where you were.
no, we told you. You left.
No, I wrote, where are you guys?
Right.
Where am I meeting you?
You know we can go back.
Am
and
I
check
gonna
this
wait in
out.
the
Let's
street?
check this. All right. Hold on a
Okay.
second. Go back and find it.
Oh,
It's gonna be back a while.
let's see.
That picture's awesome.
Yesterday. What picture?
That picture of me right there is awesome.
I don't know what picture that is. Sunday, Saturday, Friday. I wish you could sort these better. Thursday. Yeah, this would
You
be
going by
Tuesday.
days? How'd you do that?
As I'm scrolling, it says at the top, it says Wednesday. Thursday.
Oh, okay. It's not like you can go back. That does not look like me, that little midget. How
Okay.
dare you? So we got to go to. What day was it?
Tuesday.
January.
I don't know. A week ago. I don't know what day today is.
The male, the one for penis.
The 17th.
It was the 17th? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting close. I'm on 19. Where you at?
So at 7:04, I wrote, "Are we on for 7:30?" And you wrote, "On my way." Awesome. Although that was at 7:17.
What I wrote?
So it was,
Okay.
but
But
it's
I
okay,
was
'cause
there
we're
like
not- we're
10
not-
minutes late.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was at Alpha. I was helping them, trying to help them be the black belt for them.
Okay, cool.
So I went to Alpha, and then Laz was telling me to wait to roll. I'm like, these guys are 7:30 and whatever. So
Okay, so at
the
7:44.
I see all the pictures. The attacks are never ending. All right, hold on a second. Look, okay, hold on. I'm here with you. Okay, 9. Okay, hold on a second. We're doing the forensics. When I started doing the forensics, Wonky's like, "Don't do the forensics." He left like with his football. Fuck that guy. All right, hold on. So 5:30. Okay, blah blah blah. 1D Muslims. Blah blah blah. I hope he assassinates Kennedy. Da, da, da. Okay, the concept. This is me.
Okay.
So I'm at. Are we on for 7:30? On my way. So I leave. That's when I leave Alpha. Right
At 7:30.
at 7:17.
Okay, 7:17.
Wandy puts the eyeballs.
Right.
Then I write 800 or 300, even though I remember it being 300,
Right.
which is the sweet. But anyway.
Wait, wasn't
Then
it
I say
wasn't it 300?
Gayragon Avenue.
Wasn't it
I'm
300?
joking, but I want reconfirmation just in case I forgot it.
Right.
So then I'm angry because for all day up until 6, it's
It's
like
everybody talking
every second.
on the chat.
And
right.
then at the time that is like the time to get there is fucking crickets.
Right. That's why I write, "Are we on for 7:30?"
Right.
Hoping for people to
And
go,
I'm
yeah.
like,
I'm all
yeah,
ready for the
I'm on my
podcast.
way.
And
I'm
then
on my way.
nobody's talking.
Okay. So at 7:30, Wonky says I'm down.
Right. Which is a good sign.
Wanderson confirms the address to me at 7:36.
Uh-huh.
Poha. Wonky, you want me to pick you up? That's me. Poha, haha. And then Caralho, and then George Bush bombing people. And then he's there already. So he went to jiu-jitsu. He gets out at 7, and then he changes, and he leaves. I don't think he
This
takes a
is
shower.
Wanderson.
Wandy, yeah.
Okay.
So he goes, you guys are late. Better bring beer. Are you really coming? 7:42.
Right.
And I'm parking at that moment. So I'm
So-
parking, and I walk up. When
So
I walk
you write,
up,
"I'm here."
yeah, when I
At
walk up,
7:42.
when I walk up, he's standing there, we're standing there, and then he leaves to do something, and I was standing there by myself
Wanderson.
in the front of the seat. Yeah, Wanderson's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." I don't know where he
Right.
went.
Okay.
So then Wonky drives
That's
up.
when you
He
write,
says,
"I'm here."
"No, I'm here when I'm like parking." So then I get out and I'm walking up, and then I talk to Wanderson for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm standing in front of the thing, and then Wanderson says, "I'll be right back."
So
when
2 minutes-
Wanderson leaves,
2 minutes after you write, "I'm here," I write, 5 minutes away. Where do I park?
right? So Wonky says, "No, I'm on the way." Address.
Okay.
Right. So 5 minutes away, where do you park? Where do we park? 300 Aragon on the same corner. That's where you park. Okay. So you're okay. So Wanderson, same park, street parking. Chuchi, I'm coming too, which he never showed up. I'm gonna eat all your kids' food. Okay. I'm on the corner, 7:52.
By 7:52, I had already parked, and I had walked with my box, and I was in front of the building, which I assumed was
so this
the
is
front
what
of the
happened.
building.
This is what happened. Watch. When I walk up at 7:42-ish, right?
I wish we could have like an animation.
No.
of this.
Wanderson's talking to the valet guy who's
Uh-huh.
gay. He goes, "I'll be right back." When he leaves, I'm standing there by myself.
Energia.
And then he leaves. Wonky drives up and he goes, "Hey, come with me." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" "We're doing the podcast." "Park right there." He goes, "Oh, I got to get gas for 1 second." And I go, "Okay." And I get in and he fucking peels out. And then Wandy, "Where are you guys going?" And he's like, "Come with us." And then I say, "Let him stay here and wait for Mo."
Right.
No. So he gets in the car and then we leave. So that's at like 7:45.
Okay, so got it.
All
So
right,
at
then
7:45,
you were 5 minutes away.
right?
So you're actually 5 minutes away. And
Right.
when you get there, we're on Carl Way driving to get gas.
Right.
Right. So then Chuchi, bullshit. You're on the corner 7:52.
Right.
At 7:52, we're probably still driving to get
Correct.
gas, or we're about at the gas station.
Correct.
So I say park. I'm on the corner
I
now.
already
What?
parked.
Park.
Right.
Is a sweet number on this thing? Or I tell you, turn off the ignition.
Right.
Right.
That was annoying because I was asking.
there's 756.
I gave a specific question, and I wanted a specific
Yeah, but
answer.
I mean, okay. So I got kidnapped a minute later.
Wanderson
I'll
knows
be
the
there
fucking.
soon. That's
Wanderson's
not
got
bad. Don't bother at
I got
8:03.
kidnapped.
So you actually have 7 minutes. I did it right.
Right.
7 minutes of friendship. I like
Right.
it.
I was-
Don't bother. We will. We're
Right, so I
and
was-
I write. We're almost there. And then you're already
right. I already left.
crying, hitting
No,
your steering wheel.
by don't bother. I'd already walked back to the car.
So I posted this when we were driving back because I had taken that before.
Right.
And
That
we were
was posted
driving
a couple-
back already.
couple times. That picture of Wanderson with that car.
Yeah, but I think that's the first one. But I had taken it, and then we got in the car and we're driving back.
Uh-huh.
So on the way back, where are you? I left. That's where I was when I almost turned into a clown. You're triggered for that. And then we're and then we're upstairs, and then you're gone.
Right.
We're here, nerd. Where are you?
By the
Second
time
floor. Come on, Shen, come back. Triggered. Angry.
by the
nerd
time you
is
guys
triggered
wrote
and 20
we're
minutes
here,
away.
I was already on US 1 again.
Yeah, but that's right there. There's a 5 free guy. Wow. Vegan buffet. Leo him alone. I was here at 7:30. I was there almost at 7:30. Laugh out loud. That guy come back. I'm going to get a $20 ticket for this podcast. I had put in all the quarters that I had, and it was like an hour and a half. And
I
I'm
paid
like,
like
I'm gonna
$10
get
for
20
parking.
bucks. I'm gonna get $20 ticket,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't get the ticket. Oh, we saw the cop when we were up smoking weed on the roof. The cop was giving tickets in the same parking lot.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, the Grand National. I never want to go in a car again. I got a headache.
From the fumes?
It's like a racing car, so it doesn't have shocks. It's just fucking 800 horsepower stupidity.
Yeah.
Radio silence.
Perfect
so,
for Honky.
So yeah, you have 7 minutes of friendship, which
Yeah.
is 6 minutes more than I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like an Italian something group. It's not
What
just
is?
a language school. They teach language classes there, but it's like a language. It's like a Italian,
Clubhouse?
like a national something. I don't know. He told me, but I forgot.
I don't know.
Anyway, whatever. The point is, you had a meltdown.
There was no meltdown. It was like what you'd said about somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to put you on hold." And then you just hang up.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have left.
Well, no, I did
You
leave
should-
because
I know, but you shouldn't have left.
all I
That was
needed
drastic.
all I needed to hear
If
was
you-
all I needed to hear was we're getting gas.
Yeah, well,
And
but
I'll be right there.
Wandy said that. Wandy said we're coming back soon. He said that.
What the fuck does that mean?
Soon?
I was kidnapped.
What do you think?
coming back
We're
soon.
not gonna come back at all?
I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know. I'm
but
gonna sit there.
You overreacted.
You want me to sit there and be a
Yes.
clown?
Yeah. Yes. Who was more clownish? Wonky? How much time was that? 15 minutes?
Wonky was less than that.
No, Wonky wasn't even there on time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he was telling us it was a clown.
Right.
His is worse.
What
This is
am I
made
going to
up
wait
time.
around like a clown?
Yeah, and he wasn't there. That's awesome. His truck wasn't there, and he wasn't there.
All I needed to hear was
And then 15
all I
minutes
needed
later,
to hear
forget
was
about it.
I wasn't sure if it was the right building,
Right,
so I didn't know where I was at.
right.
And all I needed to hear was it's this suite number. It's this. I
Yeah,
wanted to know that I'm in the right place.
Right.
And then I would have asked, okay, where are you guys? Oh,
Right.
we're getting gas. Awesome. I'll wait.
Right.
But if not, I don't know where we are.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in the right spot.
Well, now we all know you're very sensitive, and you're having
No.
a 10-minute window.
Not that I'm
7
sensitive, but I don't give a
7-minute window.
shit.
I see that. Nobody. That's the problem with this podcast is nobody really gives a shit.
You need to get close to the microphone.
Nobody really gives a shit, so that's the problem. We gotta give a little bit of a shit,
That's a bit of a gift, though, I think.
but you have to give enough of a shit to make the thing happen.
Right. Well, I think the level that we're showing is enough.
Minimal. This
least
is
for
the
me.
minimum level
I give.
of shit giving. You show up relatively on time.
I think I'm the one who
And
gives
you-
the most.
Yeah,
here,
for
though,
sure.
Because I'm the one who brings.
You
the
have all the
equipment
stuff
and
and
I
everything,
take the time
yeah.
to edit. And
Right.
Whatever.
And Wandy has threatened, and he's never brought the stuff.
Right.
It's in my car.
which
It's not charged.
we
We have to walk 2 blocks.
Well, he gave us the link to his podcast.
Yeah.
I made it through like 30 seconds.
He's fine. He's good. He's an interesting person.
But if the audio's not good, I can't.
and he's
listen.
funny. And was
No,
he
he's
good?
great.
I don't even remember.
He's
But
great.
those other guys were horrible. Like, they're no personality. They're very difficult to listen to.
Mhm.
They really make me feel like a superstar because they're fucking. I don't know who they are, but they're boring. Like, I don't even want to hear them talk. I tried. Was it you that told me about the Tim Ferriss podcast? I think it was
no.
Sergio. Oh, you guys should check out the Tim Ferriss podcast. I checked it out. It's horrible. You can't listen
I
to
haven't heard it.
And that guy's interesting. I read his book.
I read his book too, and I've heard him on
But the
other
podcast is terrible.
podcasts. And
The Joe Rogan
He's
podcast.
fine.
Joe Rogan is a professional entertainer. He's a professional comedian. He's in general funny. He's kooky with all the fucking conspiracy and the.
he keeps talking. Like he lets.
Yeah,
stuff
he's a
flow.
pro, and
Yeah.
it's good. And I listen to that one more than anything else. But all of the other ones that I listen to, occasionally I listen to an MMA one, and it's hard to get through it. And I found there definitely cannot be a woman, and if there is a woman, there definitely can't be 2 women. Because 2 women, I have to turn it off. I'll go psychotic. 2 women screeching and they're annoying.
Screeching.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying. One is not bearable, but I can hold that for a little bit. If a woman is involved, but when there's 2 women, it's not doable. So I think a mistake that the MMA guys do is that they bring on a woman trying to get a woman or get a woman's perspective, or maybe they can get away with saying certain things so the woman's on there and she's cool with it, something like that. But it's fucking hard to listen to because I've been trying to listen to some different podcasts just to get different ideas, and it's bad out there. There's nothing worth listening to. You can't listen to anything.
Well,
Our thing is better.
There's two kinds of podcasts. Some are like the structured podcasts where they're telling a story and they have like an outline that they follow and shit like that. And then unstructured, which is like ours.
Yeah,
And
or Joe Rogan.
or the Joe
It's
Rogan
awesome.
stuff. It's just like
I like
a
it better.
riffing conversation.
Yeah, I like it better.
If you ever want to hear like an intense like story, listen to, I forgot the fucking name of it now. They were covering a story of a guy who was accused of killing some girl, and they're following the case and all the inconsistencies in the case. And what is the fucking name of it?
Not that murder or making a murder thing.
It's very similar to that, and it was so.
I didn't see that, but I heard
convincing.
people talking about it.
It was so convincing that they actually reopened the case and were looking at the facts again. But it was super good, and I'll tell you now.
If you
what
have
it is.
like another suggestion for a podcast to listen to, tell me, because the ones that I have heard are pretty bad. So bad that I'm like, we should be getting paid for this because I can't listen to the MMA people, and they're getting paid by somebody to do those, right? Some of them.
Yeah, well, they get advertisers.
I don't know who the fuck.
John
I've
Anik,
listened.
Kenny Florian are okay.
I never heard them, but I've heard several, like maybe 10, and all of them I had to turn them off. They're just terrible. The only one that I like is Hawani a little bit, because he's by himself,
Right.
or he'll interview one person,
Uh-huh.
and he's not horrible.
Serial is the podcast.
Serial?
Serial, like
I'll
a
check it
serial
out.
killer.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not impressed by what I have heard out there, and even like professional comedians, which you would think would be awesome. Sometimes they're funny. Some of them are.
Right.
It's not their thing. They're not that funny when they're not doing comedy. They're like
Right.
normal people to
Right.
us, which is crazier than the average person, but it's not that crazy. It's not that funny.
One of the most important things I think is just being able to riff and keep talking.
Yeah.
Because if you have those
can't have
silences,
that, yeah,
then
you can't have that.
nobody wants to hear
Yeah.
that. That's why that's an important thing that I do.
Yeah.
Is, excuse me, I'll go back and I'll edit the weirdness out,
Right.
so that it keeps
little
flowing.
flow a little
Which
bit better, yeah.
sometimes there's a lot of it. Actually, the worst times that we've had those silences is when everybody's looking at their phone and people aren't engaged in the conversation.
Right.
So I've had a good podcast with Wonky, just
Yeah.
Wonky and me,
Right.
where we're sitting there and we're staring at
That's
each
what I was
other
gonna tell you.
and we're talking.
I think 2 or 3 people is it.
Yeah, because or
You
else
know?
if you have more than
Too many
two
It's a
people,
mess.
then it's sort of like the feeling where I don't have to carry this because I can leave it to the other people,
Yeah, that's true.
and then no one feels responsible,
Right.
and then it just sort of flounders, and
Right.
then you're like, okay, somebody else do it, and then you realize that nobody's talking and nobody's putting anything into it,
Right.
and then it feels like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you get the two separate conversations.
Oh, that's
That
even
drives
worse.
me. I'm in the conversation, one of them,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Or the off.
That's
That's
Wonky. That's
terrible.
Wonky's move.
Yeah.
Wonky will go to the kitchen
Get-
and then he'll
But
start
he doesn't care at all.
commenting about whatever we're talking about, and nobody can hear him
Yeah. And it's terrible for the podcast.
because
For-
nobody can hear it.
Right. In real life, it's fine. But Wonky doesn't give a shit. Like he's not gonna stop doing that. He doesn't care, which is hilarious. But it makes it very hard to do the podcast well.
Right. Which is
But-
why I don't mind doing it here, because this is easier to control because no one's stepping away and talking into the
you
microphone.
pretty much know what you're gonna get here. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
Wonky's, it can be great, it can be good, but it can also be stupid, like down a waste, like that one time we did a bad one over there. Remember that? Which wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it was. We all got fed up. We all got fed up. Bad weed. It was bad weed. You got fed up. Everybody got fed. I was like, it's not that bad. It wasn't that
No,
bad.
it wasn't that bad, but I did get.
You got fed up.
No, not that I got fed up. I was mildly drunk
Right.
and high as
Right.
well, and I
Right.
got really uncomfortable.
Right.
And it was that for me. It was just the just being uncomfortable and being stuck in my head and not being able to get out of that, and just not being used to being high, I think was part of it.
Yeah.
I had too much.
Yeah.
Whatever. I never practice, so whatever.
Right. That's a cool way to do it, I think. Just whatever.
What do you mean?
He's not like doing it all the time. That's sad to me. When people are all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not my thing.
yeah.
Whatever.
If people that do it all the time, like, you ever seen that Doug with high guy?
Getting Doug with high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. First of all, I'm not a pothead, obviously, and I'm not into pot
Uh-huh.
humor and all that. Although, like Cheech and Chong, when I was a kid, was funny. They're funny. Just the fact that they happen to be potheads and 80% of the material is about pot, it doesn't change that they're funny. You know what I mean? And
Right.
not like I'm not that into it. I'm not
Right.
going around with a pot shirt just because of Cheech and Chong.
Right.
It's the same with that guy. That guy's pretty fucking funny.
And he's silly.
90% of what he talks about is pot, and then he's probably like a smart guy that just completely emptied his brain and made it about pot, and so it's like he's dumb because it's just about pot. But he's funny, that guy, because I've listened to some bits and pieces there, and it's hysterical.
You should
But-
watch the one with Jack Black.
With him,
Yeah, Jack Black on the
I'll find it.
Getting Doug with High.
yeah,
Jack Black, I guess, doesn't smoke very often,
Right.
and
So
you
he's
learn
super
through
high.
the episode that he doesn't smoke very often because he gets paranoid and he gets
Oh,
uncomfortable.
that's awesome.
And so
That's
while
awesome.
he's there, he's like not talking. He's like, "Are you
He
okay?"
had that girl, Natasha something.
Natasha
she's
Leggero.
hilarious. That bitch is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
She got super fucked up on the show. She's super funny. I
don't
love
know.
that girl.
I don't know how people can handle like getting really, really high again because
Right.
I don't have that.
Did you ever
that
see
tolerance.
Super High Me? That movie he did, like Super Size Me,
I
but just
think
with weed.
So. I'm not sure.
Well,
I think so.
Shit was funny. You gotta watch it. It's pretty good.
Actually, I'm not sure I did.
I remember it's so great because he goes to, like I said, he's probably, okay level of intelligence, but because of the pot, he's like retarded almost.
Mhm.
And then he goes to talk to the leader of the making pot like legal movement,
Uh-huh.
and the guy has gone through like trying to do laws, and they've
The guy
investigated
from
him.
Normal, I think.
I don't know what his name is, but he's like living in Canada
Okay.
because he's a fugitive here because the
Oh,
federal
okay.
government wants
something
it.
about
It's a very serious
seeds or-
thing. Well, I don't know how deep it was. I just saw Super High Me. I'm not that into weed and all that, all
Mhm.
the weed legislative shit. So anyway, they tried. Basically, this guy's explaining he's a very smart person. He's
Uh-huh.
explaining the whole history of what happened and on his level.
Mhm.
So The guy's going on for like half an hour explaining all this stuff, and you're following what he's saying, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they pan to that Doug guy, and he's just looking at him, and then he looks at the camera like he's not fucking this shit at all. He's just a fucking retard. And bro, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just him like not there. He's not there. Like,
Well, that happened
that's
to me.
his thing, and he's not into it. Like, just like if I go talk to like Roger Gracie, and then he's talking about jiu-jitsu, and I'm just like, it's just over
Right.
my head. It's too deep. I'm just too stupid to get this. It was pretty funny. But what the guy was basically saying was that they had tried the regular legislative thing, and it got shot down.
Uh-huh.
So then that was the time. You saw the movie, right?
I don't think so.
That was the time in
I think I
California,
wanted
like
to see
maybe
it,
10
but maybe
years
I
ago.
didn't see it.
They tried to do was make it so popular with the medical marijuana
Uh-huh.
that it just became too hard for the federal government to shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
That was the new plan. Instead of going legislative, which they didn't think they were ever going to be able to do, they were going to just have so many of those medical marijuana places that the federal government couldn't do anything about it. So what they did was, once they found out like that was the plan, they, at the exact time that he was doing the interview, like a week before, the federal government went and shut down like hundreds and hundreds of those places. And they went in and they overdid it, and the news was there, and they had the little protests and all that. So it was like this retard just got lucky that he happened to be filming this movie about weed during like
Wow.
one of the biggest episodes in like 30 years.
Wow.
And so then the guy doing the interview thinks this guy's like some brilliant pot guy also. And he starts talking to him like if he's a normal, he's a fucking retard.
Right. He's
It's
a
like-
fucking pothead.
He's a pothead comedian who just got like the lottery of
Right, he
pot
just happened to be in the right
timing.
spot.
Yeah, it's fucking funny. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
I actually tweeted this to Doug Benson.
Right now,
There's some guy that looked
What is
like
that?
he could be his father.
You did that
years ago.
right now, or
no, years ago.
Oh,
Years
yeah.
ago.
Did he respond?
I don't think so. I mean, granted, I'm never on Twitter. I was just like, oh
Right.
look, and like sent it out, but
I thought about going back on Twitter. Did I tell you my Twitter life history?
no.
I never understood the idea of Twitter because I don't really care about what anybody has to say. I don't understand the basic idea of Twitter. Why would you follow anybody? I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't understand it at all. So, for some concert that was in Tampa,
Uh-huh.
you got like free tickets to all
Oh,
these
yeah, you told
different
me.
concerts. Yeah, I told you.
Well, the thing about Twitter,
But
for
now
me,
with the president being so funny on Twitter, I want to go on there and follow because he's hilarious. Like
he
like
just doesn't give a
shutting,
fuck.
but shutting down that black guy was the funniest fucking thing I heard in my life. Hey guy, why don't you go watch your fucking thing, which has like the highest crime or whatever it is. I don't know if it's true or not, but it was a funny comeback.
Well, what I use
And he had
Twitter
another one with
is if
somebody
like
else.
something's happening, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'll check Twitter first because it'll be normal people going, something happening on the freeway, and I'll find that out.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, I'm not like, oh, look, I had this for lunch. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that's the
I
thing.
hate this person.
Right.
Okay.
But
I'm not
that's
doing
another great thing about Trump, which I wasn't a fan when it started, but I don't know if he's going to continue. I don't think he's going to continue the little pettiness on.
I
But
hope
if
not.
he does,
You think
he's
that's a
the
good thing?
greatest human ever.
Really?
He's
Shouldn't
the
he be focused
president.
on fucking real stuff?
Yes, and that's what makes it great. If I get on there and I say Donald Trump's a fucking orange idiot, and he goes on a tirade like
You've
you know
got
how
0 Twitter followers, you idiot.
you loser, you live with your parents, you're 45 years old, and I'll be like, yeah, you're the man.
I was laughing with my brother the other day. I think it was on Monday, and we were talking about the press conference that Trump had on.
The first one.
Oh, they had one on Saturday, and then they had one on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were listening to it, and I started thinking, how long until Trump starts mentioning actual Twitter users in those press conferences? Like,
It'd be great.
well, Orangehead 58, fuck you.
It'd be great.
Check your facts.
That's awesome. It'd be great. I saw that already.
All right, well let's hang this up. It's already
Alright, we're done.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, and we'll make fun of Joaquin in his face. We were a hair too late with with our insults.
No, well, the
A hair.
the
too late.
soundboard, that's pretty good. The soundboard was down, right? Or it was making a funny noise.
It was buzzing. Let's see if we can.
Have you been following the Gary Tonin thing?
No, what about it?
Gary Tonin is my Donald Trump of grapplers. He's just constantly trying people left and right. It's like really low,
Yeah.
and it has that cricket sound, which is appropriate for his jokes. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
have you seen it or no?
I have not. What do you say?
He was gonna have a super fight with what's that Cuban guy, Hector Lombard? And
They didn't do it?
Lombard pulled out. I think he's
Oh.
saying like he got hurt. So he was just like, yeah, well, yeah,
Oh.
you got hurt. What happened? So then some other guy that was he's a Galvao guy.
All right.
What's that place called? Atos.
Athos.
So he got mad. He's a black belt. He got upset about. He put up like his match with Buchecha, which he lost, but he did pretty good. You know, he's smaller and Buchecha's huge. And the guy's
Tonin
like,
put it up?
did you see it or no? Yeah, Tonin put it like on Instagram.
Tonin fought.
like a
Buchecha.
highlight. Yeah,
Right,
like a
I saw
highlight
that.
film of it.
I saw that.
So the guy went crazy, like calling him all names and stuff. And this guy's like, "Hey, you wanna do a super fight, me and you?
Right.
I don't know who you are, but let's
Which
go.
is good.
Let's go."
Right.
And the guy's like, "I'll fuck you up," and he's like, "Okay, good. Sign the thing then. Let's go."
Awesome.
And then I don't know, the guy's name is Arolo or something like that. And
Matt Arroyo.
no, it's like a Brazilian guy.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty awesome. So he keeps doing that with like everybody. Like he's just like,
Well,
"Hey,
I
let's
mean,
do it."
Yeah, let's fight. I like that. And even what's his face was into that. Gary Ryan. No, not Gary. Ryan. Gordon Ryan.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gordon Ryan. But Gordon lost recently. Who'd he fight?
I don't know.
He got choked out.
Yeah, he lost to. He got choked out.
Yeah. Rear naked choke.
Oh yeah. He fought. I don't know who the guy he fought. I forgot.
Was it
Oh, he
This
got
guy's
a thing with
Kyle
Chael
Terra's
Sonnen.
brother?
They were talking shit to Chael Sonnen back and forth.
Oh, really?
For my match against Chael, the Nobunaga brothers will be in my corner. Little Nog will be feeding me carrots, and Big Nog will be petting my head. People are asking, how are you preparing for Chael Sonnen on such soreness? I've always been fighting with my little sister my whole life.
Who's that? Is that Gary?
Yeah.
But why would he fight Chael?
They've been shit talking back and forth.
Oh, really? Which did you see the
Look,
Chael?
you're right.
Did
Chael
you see the Chael
Sonnen-
fight?
Yeah.
The recent Chael fight?
Yeah.
Did you see the people saying that it was fixed
Yeah.
with the
Anything is
the tapping?
possible. It's possible.
Did you see the choke at the end too? That
Yeah.
wasn't very good.
No, but I mean, I've choked
And he
people like
wasn't- but
that.
he wasn't fighting it.
I've choked people like that, like crappy like that from the side, kind of.
Right, but
It works still.
are they like super weak people and they don't know what they're doing?
No, but I mean, the rear naked choke. Tito's a huge guy, and he's a strong guy. And if I get that on anybody, I could choke him out.
No.
It probably won't happen, but I could do it. It's possible. You too. So, look, Chael Sonnen versus Gary Lee Tonin, the guy who almost
Is this on Twitter?
almost it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Almost passed some steroid test. I'll be submitting none other than Mr. Almost Chael Sonnen at SUG Grappling January 29th.
Okay, so Sonnen is stepping in for
For Lombard.
For Lombard.
Lombard put out his bout with Gary Tonin, but stepping in is none other than Chael Sonnen. Da, 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 da. Got exciting news about a TV pilot that Gary Lee Tonin and I have been working on.
And isn't that submission thing Sonnen's thing? Like submission something?
No. Oh, is it his?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I heard that. That'd be good. That's ballsy. But that's a good thing about being kind of like an athlete. You can always step in if anything.
Right.
But I think Lombard gets destroyed bad.
Lombard, really?
Gary Lee Tonin offers to fight Kron Gracie for free at Risen.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
But if I was Kron, I would stay away from.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Crohn's?
Kron's a monster.
Yeah, he's on that level
And
too, and he's probably got better
he's
striking.
Definitely on that. No, I don't know about that.
Really?
Not that they should just fight jiu-jitsu. I'll pay to watch that every single time they do it. Both are amazing. Tonin is nasty.
Yeah. And he's not a big guy.
No, he's like
a
your
little
size.
guy. Yeah. He's smaller than me.
Man, he moves good. I was at that thing I told you. He is smooth, man. His wrestling's nasty. His like everything. I mean, everything on the floor.
And one of the nicest things is I was rolling last week, and it's something that I have forgotten, and I pick up every once in a while, and that's just moving. Just keeping moving and not getting stuck in one spot helps so much. Because a lot of times I get stuck in the head-to-head, strength for strength thing.
Yeah.
And then you end up getting stuck in bad positions.
Yeah.
So when I just move and I don't think about anything and I just move,
Right.
I do so much better. And I end up on top a lot more.
Yeah.
Instead of conceding for bad position, it's okay. I'll just fight from here.
Yeah.
And instead, when I'm moving, I don't even think about that. And I just keep going until I get that better position.
Right.
So I need to do that more.
Right. I kind of do the opposite. I
You-
just go wherever. I don't care.
You do?
Yeah. And then I'm banking on my defense being better than anybody's offense.
Well, that's good. I mean, if you've got good defense, then yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
you can take more risks.
But when people are better, then
They'll
it's like I'm not
catch
even
you.
there.
Right.
Yeah, I just got run over completely.
That's awesome.
He's a genius. Like he's a genius. But you know the balls on him to
On Gary Tonin?
yeah, he's like, fuck, who's the badass? Oh, Lombard, let's go.
No, it's great.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Is that happening? That was going to be this week, right?
Lombard pulled out.
No, but those fights are going to be this week. It's going to be like $9 on pay-per-view.
That's this weekend or next week?
I think this weekend.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, today's the 26th.
I'm not gonna pay for it because it always ends up on Instagram, so fuck
Right.
it. But
I don't mind paying for. It's $9.
I'm not gonna sit there. For me, it's also the convenience of, I don't want to sit through people talking,
Right.
and usually I go to sleep like at 10. So if the thing starts at 10, the fucking fights are at 1 in the morning, which has
Right.
happened before.
Right.
One of those like Metamoris was like that, or one of those
that
things.
sucks.
And my buddy's like, "Hey, you gonna come over?" I'm like, "No way, guys. It's gonna fucking end like at 2 in the morning." He's like, "Don't be ridiculous. It'll be over by midnight." And then he called me the next day. He's like, "You were right. That shit was like at 1:30." I told
Yeah.
you. What the fuck? If it's smooth as hell and they haul ass like EBI hauls ass,
EBI's
they're
awesome.
smart.
I love that.
They're smart because Eddie understands. People don't give a fuck.
Yeah, as soon as one fight stops, like as soon as they finish the fight, the
Yeah.
other people are on deck,
That's
and then
a-
we're starting.
That's like a business thing. If you make anything a little difficult, it's over.
Right.
Because I'm done.
Right.
I'm super lazy. So if anything is a little one extra step, I'm out of whatever it is. And I won't even stay up for any of that shit anyway, even if it's perfect. But EBI is pretty good.
Sometimes it's hard to stay up for the UFCs.
I don't even do it. I wipe my ass with that too.
I get tired,
I wipe my
I
ass.
get comfortable, and I fall asleep on the couch.
I see it a lot
Unless
of times.
it's a big fight, I need to sit up in like a really uncomfortable position so I can stay
See, that's
up
ridiculous.
and watch it.
That's ridiculous. What I do is I go to the other side. So they made a decision to wipe their ass with the East Coast audience because
Ugh.
we're gonna start it at our comfort level in LA or Vegas at 6 p.m. here, which is 10 o'clock and over here, basically.
Which they had started at 9 o'clock for a little bit. I celebrated. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Right.
They changed the pay-per-view time
Right.
from 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Right.
And I was like, yes, finally,
Right.
because now it's not finishing at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And
So-
they did away with that again.
But that's what I do. If you're starting something at 10, I'm out already. Because what you're saying is fuck you. I don't know. If you're not like a night owl, you're not gonna be able to. We
Right.
don't care about you, so I don't care about the thing anyway. It's
Right.
MMA is a joke. It's not real fighting. It's gotten to the point of stupidity with the rules, and it's gay, and it's you could see now that it's not like I'm some conspiracy theorist or some weirdo. When they bring in people like Sage Norcutt and that little blonde chick who's hot as fuck, you know what I mean? And they put
Mhm.
them into like big headline. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. What are you
Right,
doing?
but also-
if you're not gonna have a real sport, if you're not gonna be like the Japanese, which they make that fun and entertaining, they're not just picking someone who they think is gonna be big money like Connor. You know what I mean? They're just getting popular people or wrestlers. They're not doing it like the Japanese do it as funny, like got some huge guy and a little guy.
right.
That's awesome. Or you have fights with no. I like that. I like that.
Minowa man, you're so good.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like they're just a weird culture, but I like the like, a little Japanese guy
Like
and
the
a giant
freak show
fucking black
fights.
guy. Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Fedor against Hongman Choi.
But these morons are doing it because they want to get the WWE audience.
right.
They're
Well,
trying to get markets.
oh my God! Look, we've got a interim champion versus the
Yeah,
regular champion.
Like
Ooh.
CM Punk. Why would that guy?
Well, that was an interesting experiment. I think.
I don't think so.
I mean, he was gonna get smashed.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's like what they're saying. They're trying to get more eyeballs or open it to more markets to make more money, and it's gaying up the whole thing. The whole thing is it's gay.
I know
They're
what you're
making it
saying.
gay.
I know what you're saying. What I
They're making it gay.
didn't like recently was I mean, I've mentioned it a couple times. Was the giving Jose Aldo the belt?
Yeah, all that's stupid.
Like it was stupid. Just wait one fight, do the
Right.
the championship for a vacant belt,
Right.
and then you've got a new champion.
Right.
And then everybody else fights the champion.
And it's not like boxing is really notorious for being, dirty and mafia run and gambling and people throwing fights and all this shit and dirty people. But they at least have a ranking system that they hold to, and they wipe their ass with that in MMA. It's a joke. But everything should be. But you shouldn't have fucking gloves. You shouldn't. You should just be fighting. That shit pisses me off. But I've been saying it for years, and no one gives a fuck. I'm gonna stop saying it. All right, are we done here? We're done.
yeah.
We're saying the same.
Good night.
I like it.
No, maggots, you are not special. You are not a beautiful or unique snowflake. You are the same decaying organic matter as everything else.